If you're frightened of dying, and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth. It's just a matter of how you look at it, that's all.
9596 we don't bad streets to his feet, so just my daily needs. That's right. Swing a spade, rhyme craze. I live majestic ways and life drives pace. So many impressions keep my adolescence scheming through the devil's maze. Simple days of playing CeeLo, alleyway casinos. Other niggas hold the corner, swinging cappuccino. Invest my stilo on a gamble. We handle riches, life's a scandal. And all the streets are filled with deadly wishes. Erotic scenes with bitches, lips are holding nails like kisses. Sipping wine with friends tighter than a compass stitches. Blowing smokes towards the heavens. No more spending time regretting years before I struggled through this holy wall. It's got me choking, the world's provoking. When paranoia strike, I sleep at night with one eye open. Street disciple coping through this whole illusion till salvation comes. Fuck being righteous, the land was built on rules and guns. Daily battles in society defying me. I might just go to war, but for now I keep my sight from pure cause we move in opposition, Backstreet religions. A niggas getting pressed, stress is my intuition. We move with opposition, Backstreet religions. Our people's getting pressed, stress is my intuition. We move with opposition, Backstreet religions. Our niggas getting pressed, stress is my intuition. We move with your precision, Backstreet religions. I'm niggas getting pressed. Second battles of life. I'm cheating death with an herbal breath influenced by stress. So makes a cycle whole maneuvers like chess and stays ahead. Surviving these games on streets of gold till the heavens battle earth. Corruption beats on my soul. No time for peace. My age of innocence at these seats. Now I walk these premises. Home ecstatic like fleece. While my friends be sliding five like grace. Robber dealers out the residence. Living mad corrupt just like the presidents. Unforgiving. I live on grounds that are forbidden. Murder haunts my dreams and visions like the Holy Ghost is risen. Means for living 7-digit dreams. My life is full of criminal themes. Mad explicit like a porno scene. My only love is for the people who I ciphers with. Now peace the man swing a spade beyond some life for shit. My only love is for the people who I ciphers with. Now peace the man swing a spade beyond some life for shit. So we move with no precision. Backstreet religions. A niggas getting pressed. Stress is my intuition. We move with no precision. Backstreet religions. Our people's getting pressed. Stress is my intuition. We move with no precision. Backstreet religions. Our niggas getting pressed. Stress is my intuition. We move with no precision. Backstreet religions. Our niggas getting pressed. Stress is my intuition. Yeah. Backstreet gone. One time. For the nights.
Yeah. Back on the set, 8 p.m. Jump nails, you know the steez. Bring it on. Jungle Mill style. Represent. Tips and hustlers, man. It all begins in a smoke-filled room, some fat bags of boom. The more that I consume, the more my brain's in tune. True, many assume to get with my platoon, but they meet their doom when they inhale the fumes. And once the herbal mist sets in, then it begins. I'll be expressing verbal madness, thinking thoughts of sin. I blend poetic scriptures from the scrolls of old, with no reward for my sword, just pay me in gold or platinum, smacking them. MCs, leave them praying on their knees while I'm puffing these trees. With ease I breeze through my lyrics, and you can hear it through the spirit. I reveal it, plus that beat that makes you feel it. Is it my red eyes that helps me prophesize, or am I hypnotized by the traumatized stimuli? Who can deny? No doubt my fly. I stay high all the time to keep the corners open in my mind. It's too sublime, so rewind and analyze. Read between the lines, spark the L and catch the next rhyme. This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. real MC. You better recognize the realness, cause only real niggas can feel this. When I reveal this lyrical genius, see what I mean is I rip the rhymes that hit the head like bow. Strictly jungle nil style, getting out, shooting extra wow. Said out, who want it now? I'll get foul. The ripping MCs freestyle, don't make me dig in my past. Now how many rappers must get torn out the frame before they realize that this shit ain't no game, no blame to what I'm saying when conveying my speech. I rhyme for real niggas representing on the streets and the corners. Let me inform you, because I'm gonna annihilate this track and blow MCs out the water. Lyrical slaughter, you're scared, well you order. B, cause seeing me lyrically, you're a corner. See, you know the C is hype the Madman G, or HDM for all of them who from around where I be. Cause yeah, this is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. You know G-Shine. This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. And why? Increase my higher visualize through my red eyes. I analyze the wise and prophesize on our demise and I rise. Recognize, sort the truth from the lies. Cause I despise them feeble minds that can't with my lines. Do the theory that's divine, I'm ahead of my time. Cause I design the kind of rhymes that should be saving like wine. A dime of that exotic makes me wanna get neurotic. The stage, the battlefield, and whack MCs, they are my target sparking. Soon as the darkest, it's HDMO. I bring their ruckus to the mic and watch the turn cold. I am full, the verbal scrolls found on Solomon's mind. Where the treasures, herbal pleasures, sensibility and vines. But yo, the specifics ain't no time for the logistics. It's too explicit, the way I kick it lyrically, I'm gifted. You know I'm lifted, you can tell by how I'm ripping it. Like I invented it, Jungle Hills, I represent it. Why? This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. You know G-Shine. This is for the real MCs. This is for the real MCs. And why? One time for your mind. HDM on the set. The professional, no question, no doubt. No bells, we keep it real. Double J, you in my heart, baby Paul. L.I., one time for your mind. Big Dot, Sugar Shack, where you at, baby Paul? One time for your mind, and it don't stop. Keep it real. What the deal, baby?
Shit, nigga. Yo, look, my style undeniably ill. I'm getting head in the office like I'm Bill by a shorty from Brazil, tryna front like she ain't wanted in the first place. I never came second, yeah. It's talking crazy, but I never felt threatened. I'm a legend. Finesse top 5, no question. I'm beheading whoever you was defending. This can't nobody fuck with my pen. I know I'll be here back when I was 10. When Jay-Z was shy of retirement, I fired the blunt. Donald Trump, no apprentice. They love the way that I'm flowing tremendous. In fact, intact with my higher self, rocking on Ryan belts. They couldn't hear what he heard, couldn't feel how I felt. Your life dealt me a crazy stack. I just wanna rap while they claim to bring the feeling back. I just got a knack for killing shit on the humble. Niggas made it to the top and they tumbled. I'm securing the bag that never tumbled. Yo.
Peace, chiefs and deers. It's Bronzebird here with the Brownstone Pow. Parting is such sweet sorrow. So, peace to you. Before I begin, Demetris, I see you in the comment section. I hope you're alright, man. I hope everything is all good, man. You know, of what you told me. But, I thought about doing this episode. Regardless if there's other people around in the space that's live or not, I already knew that I wanted to touch upon this episode already. So regardless of the fact, I'm going to just give my 2 words, boom, boom, boom. And then, if anybody would like to join me in the conversation, that'd be cool. If not, I'll just hop off and just go on about my day. Now, this is the reason I decided to make a stream. So I was pondering for a good amount of like the last couple of weeks, the last couple of days, seeing how brothers in this space is, getting all uptight when I guess it's women that comes from the pink pill and divestment community in particular when they have these conversations, right? And you got a lot of these brothers, like, they hit you with stats. These women, they'll hit you with stats. They'll say, oh, well, y'all not doing good, black man. You don't do this and you don't do that. You're not in the home, black man. And blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. Now, the thing about it is this, yo. Like, after, it was cool while it lasted. And I'm not going to lie, like, I didn't partake in the fuckery. Because I did. And I'm pretty sure at this point I still am right now. Okay? Because it starts to come to a conversation of when you Negroes is going to get to the real solution about what this space is supposed to be about, or about what is it that y'all trying to do in this space. I mean, I can't be concerned about strags that decide to come on panels and talk shit. And the thing about it is that I don't understand is these women will waste their time from whatever little crawl of the sector of YouTube they come from or wherever they come from, and then come into these streams and say something directly disrespectful to so-called black men. And brothers will sit back and be like, yo, really? Y'all said that? Why'd y'all say that? Like, for instance, I seen one so-called black woman who's a content creator say something on someone's panel such as like, that's why y'all was yelling out mama, mama, mama when the foot was on y'all neck, which is obviously a reference to George Floyd. That was one. Number two, something else I saw, another one of these like divestment-esque type of women decided to say something like, I'm not happy that you guys didn't get lynched today. And let me tell you why this is very important, because this starts to go out of YouTube and actually is a reflective of real life, because social media is just a reflection of everyday thoughts and everyday actions of people. You understand? And so when you have these women that come on these panels or be in a comment section saying, you black men ain't this, you black men ain't that, I really start to look at you fellas, because if this is what we've been doing for years on end before I even came to this space, now I'm looking at y'all like, are y'all serious? Why do y'all keep inviting these women into these panels if you know exactly what they're going to do? We know that they're failures. We know that they're single. We know that they're not married. And let me tell you this, because a lot of brothers are starting to get into this conversation about submission. Shut the fuck up about submission. And I'm going to tell you why you should shut up about submission. I don't even like talking about submission because I understand what it entails. And I have to be more of a responsible man in order to bring out the conversation about submission. Okay? This is my thing about submission. Brothers, what are we doing on our part to be the type of man that they hold in high regards? You understand? Now I get it. Like I understand that we get into these conversations and all these different things about, we want our women to be more feminine, or women of the society are just not feminine, right? My whole solution is you find one woman, okay? You don't have to care about all these random ass broads that ain't got nothing going for themselves. And I am guilty in getting to this conversation. This is why I tell y'all, when I do the Brownstone Pow, this is also a reflection of myself to become a better person. Not just on this online stuff, just in real life. Or if you really want to be funny, a better bird. Because when I came into this space, peace, David. When I came into this space, I was peaceful. I was just like, yo, I'm going to get my words out. I was cool. Then I allowed the effery, the fuckery to come in. And then I'm just like, yeah, what? And every day I'm starting to realize y'all Negroes in this space is not doing anything to change the paradigm. Stop having conversations with these broads, man. These broads they're not useful. You know what I find funny? Niggas want to create streams worrying about a particular man who has calls every night with these women that want to call into a show that show you how reckless, how worthless they are. All right? And this is the thing. I'm not caring about no man in this space, outside this space, because those are not my people that I should be concerned with. I may look at them and be like, you guys are doing a great job, but I don't look to them and be like, yeah, this is what the Manosphere needs. I love him and this, that, and third. I don't do idol worship. I'm on my journey as a man to figure out myself. And if it includes me trying to get back into my spiritual essence, that's what I'll do. Okay? And this is not supposed to be some deep type of conversation, but I need brothers to understand. Y'all are wasting y'all motherfucking time with this bullshit. And people need to understand the reflective of this space is that you're going to attract a lot of energy where a lot of people are going to either be opposed to it or they're going to start to understand exactly what the space is supposed to be about. Brothers, y'all want to complain amongst each other about bullshit and politics? Leave that shit to the side. We need more crypto. We need more spiritual talks like I try to do. We need more conversations. I think brothers was conversating about the Bible on one of the streams I've been to a while back, and I liked it because I was like, yo, I'm trying to read on the Bible because I want to make sure that my relationship with him is becoming stronger. And I still mess up. I do. I notice that I still do that. But the point is that I'm trying to become a better person. And again, this is not supposed to be a deep conversation, but it's just exemplary about the fact of the matter that when you see the fuckery that comes out of these women's mouth, the amount of poise they have to talk about they don't care, but still want to come on the streams to complain about they don't care. It's ironic. You understand? And this is the thing. Brothers, let's also do a good job of trying to say if you're the type of man that says that you want to date outside your nation or whatever, you don't need to make an announcement. Do you? I hope you get the girl. If you get a Brazilian chick, I hope she has the fattest ass, nice tits, all that. All the amenities for what it should be. I realize even to myself, I'm starting to get a little bit displeased with these conversations. A lot of these brothers, first of all, I'll say this for reference. On a panel a couple of days ago or the weekend, there was a panel where you have a lot of these pseudo pro-blacks, you know what I'm saying? They try to have this conversation about mending people together and all that. All of that shit is smoking mirrors because they protect the ones that do more damage than they actually do good. And that's the thing that people don't understand. Brothers want to talk about this whole entire pro-blackity black stuff and all this other stuff, but then when a man has a wisdom and he's really not with the BS, now he gets called the Dusty. Now he gets called all these names. And brothers need to really realize, and especially this brother that's against the manosphere and entirely, I don't understand what that brother's pitch is. If this brother is saying that it's about you men holding accountability, don't you think it would be more of a discernment and actually a good thing that brothers say that they don't want to be revered as Pookies and Ray Rays, that they want to change their image, that they want to be revered as progressive men that go out and have their passport enjoying life on vacation and doing what they're supposed to do? And to say to this brother's point right here, because he's hit it on the head, I'm going to read this comment. I noticed that a lot of these channels cover the same thing every day. Exactly, Demetris. And my thing about it is, if you ever notice on a Brownstone Pow, that is not my goal. My goal is that I want to elevate. Last week we was talking about gaslighting and all of the tactical things they use in argument, because this is what you need to find out about the things you're going on with. A lot of these strags and a lot of these whack-ass divestors don't got shit to talk about. They're not a woman of their word. And so when I was on a panel 2 days ago, a lot of people was like, yo, Bronzebird, why would you say that? That's wild. Why would you do that? Somebody will really do that. A lot of people didn't catch the reference of what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes I speak in a very esoteric way where I'm making an analogy to say, be a person of your word. And so what I was saying to one of these low-level thinking women, which I have to correct myself and remember, don't try to get at these women the way that you do. But it's hard, though, because I'm a hard-headed person, and I like to make you feel stupid on your own type of word. So what happened is that we were talking about a man, a content creator in particular. We caught this chick in a lie because she was sitting up there talking about she doesn't care, but came on a panel to discuss it. And then discussed it on an earlier panel. So what makes you think that you're saying you don't care, but you discussed it on an actual panel? You make no sense when you talk. You sound stupid. All right? So this woman proceeds to make her whole entire conversation. And what I said was, if you're that focused, if he was to come out the way that he was, what the fuck you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit. And that's exactly what I said to that lady. And then later down the line, it was all this conversation about, oh, you black men can't take criticism. You black men can't do this, and you black men can't do that. Mind you, this is the same person that's last name Truth's panel. who has these conversations all day about what black men don't do, but never talk about what black men do. First of all, that dude in particular is just a bougie ass nigga. I don't understand why people want to, and then the brothers that come on this panel too are bougie ass niggas. Okay, that like brothers that have a conscience, brothers that think on a higher level. He doesn't like those dudes because he's going to rap. He's going to rap about stats all day and then talking about the industrial complex system and how the black man is still in the industrial complex system. Okay, about how brothers is still involved in that. And I was just doing research on this the other day. The so-called black man is not even the first population on that actual complex system. You know who is? So-called white men. So-called white men hold up 57.7%, whereas the so-called black man holds 38.4%. Latinos hold 30.4%. Of course you did, Candace. Like I said, and she was on GC's panel today. Like I don't understand the mindset of a lot of these quote unquote so-called divestors anyway. They talk a lot of shit but don't do nothing. The thing about it is, like I said, if you're gonna sit up there and date these men that you claim is better than the so-called black man, why do you still have the so-called black man's dick on your mind? That's exactly what I usually say. And then you get these bougie ass niggas that feel like they're the better black man. Sit up there trying to attack brothers on panels and talk about how feminine we are, when in reality, they can't even shut the hell up when a person is talking. That's the point. So getting to the point of what I was saying, and this is the reason I'm going to advise all of you brothers that's in the chat or anybody listening, you got to start asking the real questions. Stop asking all this bullshit. Stop doing all these stats. Ask the real question. You have to ask them 2 questions. If they can't answer those 2 questions, you know they're full of shit and they're bluffing. My whole entire point of going on those panels from now on is to make sure these people understand that they're bluffing. You understand? The first question you have to ask them is, do you hate black men? That's the first thing you have to ask. And if they say no, then you have to probe them on what their goal is for why they talk the way they talk. Now, if they say yes, you have to hit them with the actual absolute. And I know this is crazy for brothers to understand, but you have to understand where I'm coming from when I say this. That's why a lot of people didn't catch what I was saying when I was on that panel. Only a few did. 3 to 4 people understood what I was saying when I said it. What I said to this female is, I said, if y'all have that much disdain for so-called black men and don't think we're of any value, of any substance to your life, why don't you pick up a gun or pick up a type of weapon and shoot every black man you see and help annihilate the race of all so-called black men so that y'all can start to have the community of what you think the so-called black community should be. Black women and children. Okay? Like this is what I usually say to them. And usually this is what they say. They say, why would you ask a question like that? Why would you do that? What is my reason for saying that? The reason for me saying that is because I want to see how much they're going to bluff as soon as I say, give us the ultimatum. You ain't never had brothers ask questions like that in this space. You haven't. And then when you see these women disrespect us in a way when they say stuff like, oh, y'all was yelling out mama, mama, mama when a man's knee was on your neck, referencing George Floyd, it's past disrespectful. Do you understand? And the fact of the matter, they said, I'm not happy that you didn't get lynched today. These are the women that this bougie ass dude wants me to save. He wants me to sit up there and say you should protect you're supposed to protect them. Listen, if that debate comes up between me and that dude, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be shred to bits. And I'm not gonna be sorry for what I say. The more so I get into these spaces, the more so I talk my mind, the more I just don't give a damn. And I'll start roasting anybody off a general principle if I need to. But I did say that I might retrieve back and just try to focus more on the Brownstone Pow. And then go on certain panels because I like showing people love. So that's just what it is. I'm going to read this brother's comment real quick. I'm going to read yours, Demetris, because you always come with that fire. And if you have your channel link, make sure you put your channel in the comment section so I can tell people to subscribe to you. And later on today, if y'all still want to, I'll open up the panel if y'all want to give y'all opinions. But I'm going to just read off this and then give a couple more thoughts and then I'll do whatever. So Demetris says, What upsets me is the people who preach stats don't line the stats up with each other. Of course, because it's about pushing a narrative. And the thing about it is, this is what they see fit, so this is what they want the stats to appear to be in order to prove that they're right. That's what it's all about. You understand? That's what it's all about. Kane says, I always wondered what the alleged spouses of the divestors think of their women having other men on their mind all day. This has to be some form of cucking. Well, Candace, I agree with you, right? But this is what I started to notice about a lot of men that allow their women to partake in the argument sessions here on YouTube or argument sessions on social media. First of all, we have to analyze the number one thing. The woman changes with the environment, okay? She changes with the environment, so she's going to make sure that she stays on top of everything that's going on. You see how it's probably, PrimetimeVA, yo, let me say this real quick. Yo, Primetime, did we not violate Shorty on GC's panel today or what, man? Because that joint was hilarious, yo. The forehead chick. We violated, yo. But what I'm trying to say to you, Candace, is that at the end of the day, when you have these conversations, what I think is, like, these women are changed with the environment. So we're living in a social media age. Their whole life is social media. I can't do social media all day. So I have to take a pause and be like, I need to read. I need to go outside. I need to do all these different things. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they always getting cooked, bro, because they ain't got nothing else better to say. And then when some brother mentioned about her forehead, and I just went along with it, and I started cutting the ass. So it was funny for me, and it was like, oh, you people are sick. No, that forehead is sick. You understand? Yeah, I mean, like I said, you get these trolls that come in the comment section, and then they sit up there and say, oh, you black men is worthless. But when we start cutting on their ass, they ain't got nothing else to say. Shorty had to dip off the panel and come back just to try to talk some more nonsense. But to answer the question about what is it that I was saying, I think that honestly, no, they can't. They can't. They wish that they could. And I say this all the time. Who has more of a chance of getting a so-called white man or Asian women? Even in my own city, I start to see more of the so-called white men getting these so-called Asian women. So, I mean, I find it ironic these black women want to put on a show and say, oh, but yeah, I could give me a white man tomorrow, Zaddy. I said at the most, if you become a sugar bear or sugar baby, you could get an older so-called white man because he has nothing but time. That's what you don't seem to understand. And this is usually who they go for. But I mean, a lot of them try to pander to so-called white men, and these white men are telling them, I don't want you. I mean, there's a YouTube video on it right now. But let me finish what I was saying. The thing about it is with these women that go online and they have husbands and all these different things, that is a reflection of the man itself. That's not a reflection on them. That's a reflection of the man itself. And that's why brothers need to learn how to vet your woman and understand how your woman is. Because you have to understand who she is since day one. Now, if you met her and she had a fat old ass and she's wearing all these skimpy ass outfits, and I'll get to the conversation about what I was talking about a little bit, you have to learn that's the way she's going to be. She's going to be more whore. She's going to be more to the exterior. She's going to try to show off her goods even when she's with you. She doesn't change for you if that's the way she came in. So these women that come into these panels, they argue and they have a man, that's a reflection on the man. And you have to look at the man in disappointment because he's the one that should be guiding his woman in the right direction. Not allowing these women to be cussed out and go on panels cursing and say you black men ain't shit, but then come to find out certain enough of these women is actually married to so-called white men, so-called black men, and certain amount of them are married to so-called white men. Now, brothers, this is what I don't understand. I've seen a couple of times these women have no problem talking how much shit they have these so-called white men. To me, I think they're getting these lower level shelf brads. And that's not with no disrespect. But I'm just saying that because what I don't understand, and this is what you start to see with a lot of these so-called white men that's in relationships with so-called black women. Black women have more of a masculine exterior, and these men are usually beta. And this goes for any man. I'm not going to even just say so-called white men. That's in an interracial marriage or interracial relationship with a black woman. You start to see this, man. And what is a very telltale sign, in which I've talked to people offline in real life, Serena Williams. How many times have we seen Serena Williams get into situations she's being called a monkey and she's being called out and she's complaining and all these different things, and her husband is silent. Her husband is not really saying anything. Her husband is just being in the background until the pressure was applied on him. Okay? That's what you're seeing. And this is why I say what you have to learn is this is a telltale sign of who they are. I don't even blame the woman for doing what she's doing because she's attracted to drama. I blame the men. The men is responsible for their woman, not the woman themselves, because the woman is going to be a woman. The men have to be responsible. So if your woman out here being proud, loud, and all these different things, you're an embarrassment. P-Sheet, you're an embarrassment. You are not guiding your woman in the right direction to be respectful, courteous, modest, all these different things. And that is why it is hard for a lot of men to understand their position in this society. And there's a good amount of times that these brothers and these men alike or sit up there and have these women in their life and they don't focus on the real set of their woman. And then they get divorced and, these men start crying and be like, oh my God, I'm getting divorced. Again, like I said before, pay attention to who your woman is. Understand exactly what that is. And that goes for the women on the panel. And a lot of these women, the only thing it says to me, if women have that much courage to go on a panel or be in a comment section and talk all that shit about so-called black men, that just means you want some black phallus. You want some black rod. That's what you want. It's the same thing that happened with the passport bros a while back when they went to Brazil and you had those so-called black women out there copping tickets and yelling at those brothers when they was in the car. Tell me how insane that is, brothers, that you're going to have women purchase a plane ticket and talk about how much you fuck dirty foot bitches to come out to Brazil and really bother you while you're on vacation enjoying yourself. And they're sitting up there saying, why are you sitting up there dealing with these hoes for? But you embarrassed yourself, miss. Now, if it was up to me and she would have spoken a little bit of manner, I would have said some slick shit. I wouldn't be like, yo, you just want some dick? What hotel you want to be at? If I really felt like it. That's how you shut them up. You understand? So, my thing is, at the end of the day, brothers, we need to get on the right mindset. We need to talk more of that financial stuff. We need to talk more of that, courting yourself to become a better man. I want to provide spirituality on this page. I want to be a therapist for brothers. You understand? Like, I want brothers to understand you have an outlet. You understand? Like, get away from all the nonsense. If you don't feel secure in yourself, I'm here. That's the whole entire point. And I need brothers to get to the real shit. Crypto is really important. Trying to understand how to get LLCs and PPP loans. All these different things to own a business. Working from home. What opportunities do we have to do? Even if you disagree with a fellow brother, like, why are y'all taking 20 or 30 minutes to argue about nonsense? And again, I'll put myself in the ring. I have no problem holding myself to that type of standard as well. That's why I do these panels as well. Teach myself. So brothers need to get on the right track. I don't care what your financial and economic situation is, what your status is in relationships and this, that, and third. We're all here to learn. Okay? We're all here to learn. Now, the thing about it is, women are going to be women. They're going to look for a reason to say anything. I just advise the brothers that hold these panels, you need to start asking them those real questions. Brothers want to get upset because one of the women make a sly joke that just didn't land, and all of a sudden it's a 20 to 30 minute tirade. Then after that, brothers are still talking about the girl an hour later. That's embarrassing. Brother, you're 40-something years old. This girl is like, what, 25, 26? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So, what you gonna do? It's gonna be the same shit over and over and over this summer, or we move into a different page, man? Because these women that's coming in, they come from the pink pill and divester community. Obviously, they know it's full of shit, and they know that it's not bringing anything new. So, they notice that. And they're coming into these panels for attention. Okay? That's what they're doing. Now, some of them might be kind-hearted. Some of them might actually be like, you know what? I noticed the wrong in it. I noticed what's going on. And you take them, you make a discernment on who they are. And a lot of you brothers got to stop trying to holler at these chicks in the comment section, bro. You got to stop. All this internet hollering that y'all doing, like, for real, fam. Like, if you ain't trying to connect with this shorty in real life, why you trying to connect with this shorty on the internet? You understand? So, I mean, I don't even know if I have more words on it, but for that odds, I'll just do that off my reflection, and then, you know, if nobody comes up on the panel, I'll give my final thoughts on it and just be out. But my point of saying that is, you know, we got to move into a better direction, man. You know, certain people is preaching this whole community thing, pro-blackness. And as a matter of fact, I'll just do that after I play my next song. I'm going to send out the link so that y'all brothers can jump on if y'all want to. And I'll just play a song really quickly. So let me just... Hold up. The link is right there if y'all want to come up and speak on it. I'll play another song real quickly, and then I'm gonna get into my my muse.
Motherfucking thing, it's time to flow. The Scientifik's back. Yo, what is that? Act like you know if you attempt to date the scientist, you were sitting duck. And if you're next to them, get out of there before you ripped up. Or simply play like Lotto, see my motto, no fronts, G. And those out of control get rolled up like a blunt, see. I spit the fucking Philly like I spit your dome, you silly. Then I take out all the black shit like I take out all the white shit. I put in the word and put in the herb and then I roll it up. Before the second round, you're going down and won't get up. You put me your lip and talking shit, but you ain't saying nothing. Prepare to get toasted like a fucking English muffin. I believe in fair play, so hey, you get your turn too. I wasn't paying attention on my bag, yo, I burnt you. Scientific lyrics can't be taken by no other. Are you dope? Yo, motherfucking damn, skipping peanut butter, but these brothers wanna plan. Damn, I can't understand, son. Let's let the other man because yo, I ain't the damn one. I ain't the damn one. No disrespect mine, check out the next one. Try to play me like Atari, sorry I never played that. Do all my shows now because my homie don't play that. Your style is too soft, you're lost till next time. You couldn't get off if you was on a phone sex line. No disrespect mine, check out the next one. I finished the album, you were stuck on your next line. America's most B-L-U-N-T-E-D. Your lyrics is ghost, that means empty to me, G. You little BG, stick with John Travolta. Me being whack, picture that with a Minota. The Scientific man plans the soul songs. You pick the wrong hand and like band you get rolled on. You better learn that niggas bro when I get ill shit. I make a nigga look like Fire Marshal Bill. So you see the Scientifics, not the one to be dick. Dope from the prefix, your album needs a remix. So what you call my man Rhythm nigga Joe, yo. But don't you try to flam, I ain't nobody's hoe. I ain't the damn one. No disrespect mine, check out the next one. I was let's make a deal, G, you'd have the world door. If I was a building, you'd be up on the wrong floor. You get the picture, hope it hit ya, cause I ain't the one. And if you didn't listen, kid, because I'm being one. For all you sorry saps who cannot rap, you need some lessons. Come off the back, you couldn't rap for some Christmas presents. You lack the essence that it takes to be a bulldog. And if I wasn't too, I wouldn't have no bulldog. But when it comes to having pull, I never been a failure. Matter of fact, black, I'm pulling like a tractor trailer. See all the skins are moving in because I'm getting paid. But if you take away the P, all I got left is AIDS. And I ain't going O-U-T-L-I-K-E-T-S-N-T. That's simply how it gotta be, that's how I'm living, G. And if you couldn't spell, I said I wasn't going out like that. And everything was right, rewind and spell it back. So who you telling black? I'm the one you're telling black. Thinking of rebelling cause your album isn't selling jack. I couldn't stand what you can't understand, son. But so the other man because yo, I ain't the damn one.
Yours and all the kiki-kimmies wanna kick them jaws, your city kill. But I'm telling the truth, but everybody gets crazy when we start to get loose. Is it the tone of the voice or the dimples in the cheek? The movements of the bodies or the way that we speak? Is it the way that we look or the way that we kiss? Now we got a fresh rhythm, y'all, and it goes like
let's take a second, think back. If you want another lesson, take it back, Black Smith and West.
the club, have another drink. You're sitting at the pub if you're a hermit. Sitting home all alone, call up the party line, but out on the phone. See, we don't believe in being born the planet. You wanna have stupid fun? Then where you help a hand. Life is a party, so don't make it mundane.
I don't know if y'all hear that background. I'm back. So yeah, like I said, the link is out there if you want to come up. I'll just give my other thoughts real quickly. Now, this is going to be a conversation a little bit more about the so-called blackness, the so-called pro-blackness, since that is relative to the conversation in this space. Now, my thing about it is this. We have all different ideologies that come into this space, such as the Hebrew Israelites, Pan-Africanism, Moors, if you want to. I don't usually hear Moors, but, you know, that's certain that comes up, Aboriginal Americans, all these different things. This is a contradiction about this neo-concept about pro-blackness. Now, I want you guys to understand exactly what my viewpoint was earlier, because I actually did a video on something called Pro-Liberal Blacks Volume 2, in which I was touching on and making a mockery of the popular movement Black Lives Matter. Now, it's come to my attention because of the scandals and allegations between said woman, Patrice Cullors, that she stepped down from the movement itself. Now, if that's the main one talking, where's the other two? How are they going to handle this situation? And that white boy by the name of, what is his name? Well, we call him Talcum X, but y'all, I think y'all know who I'm talking about. The dude that want to claim that he's a so-called black man and he talks all that nonsense about light-skin privilege. You understand? That wannabe brother. Okay? My thing about it is this. I don't focus on pro-blackness. What I focus on is the individual mindset, then the tribe. You work with your tribe. You work with people who's on your energy and you're on your level, and y'all go on from there. Okay? No one's saying that it's going to be great 100% of the time and it's always going to be dope, but we have to understand that at the end of the day, we're working towards a common goal. So brothers kill me that want to come, whether they are for the manosphere or outside the manosphere, kill me on trying to tell me what I should do and what brothers should do, what brothers around me should do in order to do better for the community. Let me say it to this slow-ass Negro, last name Truth, since he wants to come around and tell people what to do and shit. Fuck your version of pro-blackness and fuck your version of the pro-black community and this, that, and third. I don't want to hear that nonsense, bro. And more specifically, you're just pussy pandering, fam. So why would I care what you think? Peace, Demetris.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I really felt what you were saying earlier about what you were saying about how the manosphere should be. I was thinking about this the other day, how it should be more like a strategy room instead of just a talk crap place.
Right.
And let me tell you the type of person I am in these lives. I typically try to hear people out, and I don't try to react like viscerally or anything. You'll see me clowning every now and again. That's usually on another person's stream. She and another streamer work together. But other than that, yeah, no, I'd be real chill. And I think that's how the chat should be, because if you the way this space is right now is just a gossip thing, and I don't appreciate it. Like every single day, it's always about the same thing usually. Always. The only No, I don't want to say is promote another person's name on this
free.
Huh?
Oh, if you don't want to say their name, okay, that's cool. But I mean, if you want to just say like the initials, that's fine too. But get it out, because that's the point of Brownstone Pow. Just get it out.
I appreciate BR, he at least tries to be diverse in his content and how he covers stuff. I really appreciate that.
Right. And my thing about it is like, I think what we both can agree on is just the remedialness of how dudes function in the space. Now, time and time again, it's cool to bring up topics that just seems like, oh yeah, this is what it's about. But the thing about it is, you bring up certain individuals, and I start to get annoyed by that because I'm not going to spend my time worrying about individuals who talk on certain things that we like. You understand? My thing about it is, the goal is I'm going to bring in versatile conversations and not just focus on that one thing. And it's like the same thing we've been talking about for the last 20 to 30 years. Especially because brothers want to sit down and have a conversation about women all day. If we have the functionality, have an understanding, this is how women are, what are we talking about? Now, my thing about it is my stance, the stance on how I move, I can understand that I can be disrespectful. I can really understand that, and I have no problem admitting that. But I at least try to not go that route every single time. Now, you can't blame me. If y'all coming through disrespectful, that's going to be my energy too. And I'm going to roast you because that's just what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it can't be the same thing because it's like self-sabotage. You know that if you bring certain people into the space specifically onto panels, that it's going to be a conversation that's going to go nowhere. It's going to be a rabbit hole. It's going to be like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that and blah, blah, blah. That's why I said you have to start asking people them real questions. See where their heart is. Because if they can go ahead and talk all that blah, 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 when you hold them to it and you sit up there and say, okay, so what's the solution now? They skip-toe around it. They sit up there and they don't have no solutions. They're just talking in a box. They're talking on their soapbox. And that's what you start to notice.
Exactly.
And brothers, and I have to say this last thing. Brothers is really starting to be annoying about an individual I will not name focusing on the person, whether they're real or not. Y'all been doing that for several months. Shut the hell up about that. And it's not about me protecting them. I don't care. That's them and their business. But I find it weird if a person is going to look the way they look, that's just how they look. Like, I don't understand how they did look different in one picture and they look, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. And again, I'm not about trying to protect them and this, that, and third. I'm just saying, no person who would be a CF would ever try to, you know what I mean? It's a new photo, the same thing every day, and they're speaking from the exact same voice. Haven't changed it. So, I mean, look, you gotta work with your tribe. You know, we'll have the red pill women that's in the space. You work with them because they have an understanding. That doesn't mean that you have to agree with them 100%, but you have to understand what their discernment is about. Because I get it. It's a lot of women that talk a good game, but deep inside they'll go into other chats or they'll go into other communities and sit up there and say, yeah, these black men are so dumb. You understand? I recognize that. I don't for a second think that they don't have that type of thought in their head. Certain women, okay? But you have to make the discernment on who's in your tribe. You have to have a tribal mindset. And that goes with life in general. Whether you decide to start up your own brand or you start to decide to, even down to your friends. You weed out who's important to you and who's not important to you. And brothers need to make sure that their mind is on the mission, not on bullshit. That's why we have to diversify the whole entire thing. And more specifically, brothers that might be against the space, what I advise to them is, why don't you create a new manosphere? Like, it's that simple. If you're sitting up there talking about holding brothers accountable, create a new space so that you can show me that you're better than the space itself. You know?
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I wanted to explain my comment to those who might not understand. It was the one about how the people who preach statistics, they don't like line them up.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm just loading up something, so I'm gonna just be on mute. But okay. You got it. Go ahead.
So what I mean by that is, like, some people, they'll say, well, why aren't they'll bring up a statistic about how black men in schools are doing poorly and that they don't really care. And I was like, okay, so why is that? Well, okay, you have to bring up this statistic about when being in poverty. Hold on, give me a moment. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. You're still here. But yeah, we get into the stats conversation because I definitely do think it's good for debate. You understand? It is something that is useful because we're all about education here. Even if you have to get education online, it's still education. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh,
All right, I'm
Google is
back.
your friend." You know what I mean? But still, at the end of the day, it's important. Go ahead, bro. I'm still listening. I'm on mute.
So yeah, they'll bring up a statistic about how black men are doing poorly in schools, but then they won't bring up um, why, especially in the poorer neighborhoods. I mean, when you look at simple psychology, when the base human needs are taken care of, that allows a person's to prosper in other ways. Now they're not mentally held back, I guess you could say. Uh, yeah, it just makes me upset sometimes because it's like, no, that's not why. Because you just made up this reason why it happens to support the narrative, but you don't want to. I don't care if it takes forever. You gotta say the whole statement. Use the whole of the supporting statistics for your topic, cause and effect. I don't care if it's a web. You gotta do that in order for people to get the big picture.
Agreed. Agreed. And that's why I say I feel like, it's just that whole entire thing of trying to push a narrative. And it's common that I usually say that. So people look at me and be like, what? What you talking about, Bronzebird? I'm like, no, it's pushing a narrative. I could look at both sides and sit up there and say, hey, this, that, and the third. The point is negativity breeding negativity. My thing about it is the reason why we got to fight back is because we're tired of the negativity put upon us. That's what it is. That's why I sit here and I'm just like really weird. I find it really weird, especially with these bougie ass niggas. Brothers that want to sit up there and say, well, you're not doing well and you're this, that, and the third. Well, bro, if the whole entire point is to make men feel better about themselves, don't you think it would be more beneficial to look at the stats from both sides? Brothers are still bringing up the goddamn stats about shit that happened 30 to 40 years ago and sitting up there saying, well, y'all 30%. Yeah, 38.4 compared to the white man at 57.7. And that was the stats that I just read the other day. That's rectified now and it was updated May 22nd of this year. So,
Mm.
nah, I'm not letting that slide.
Usually when people try that, I'll at least try to bring in like a non-internet source. Like I got my Black Stats book, Black Stats African Americans by the Numbers. It was published in 2014, and I see a lot of the stats they use in there. But the thing is, I use that, and then I'll use recent statistics like 2019, and I'll see how things have sort of shifted or slightly changed over the years.
Right.
Yeah, I just I don't have a problem with people wanting to make things better, but if you do so in the wrong way, then it comes off as manipulative.
And that's something I also wanted to talk about probably later on in the YouTube journey. Just the power of forceful things. Now we see it every day in our society because of liberalism. Of course, they use liberalism as a ideologies come in and be like, yeah, well, this is how it is, and it'd be like, well, hold on, bro, like I'm not cool with that, but you have to be because no, I'm not cool with that. Now, like that's why I say I disembarked that whole entire talk about pro-blackness. What I'm focused on is the tribal mindset. And it could be and when I say that, I'm talking, I could say my own people, or I could say something else. But we have an understanding, though. That's the point. And that's what I try to get at. And, too many people be too consumed with this dream of trying to say, gotta come together. I said probably in the 60s, not everybody came together. We can't even agree that we can't even agree that organization like BLM is a bullshit organization. Because people still want to fight with you. Even your own family members want to say, "Oh no, it's not. Why would you say that? You are COON." Like, no, recognize and spit out the bone. Like you know what it is. And if you don't want to hear the real, then you're just not for the tribe. That's it. Keep it moving. You know?
Another thing that will usually come up in this space is black women this, black women that. You said it earlier, all you have to do, bro, is just find one. But that's why I want to do that whole collaboration about healthy relationship dynamics with our friend Auntie, to get this information out there, because once you find that one black woman that does it for you, then you got to do the work to maintain the relationship. And if you screw that up, then you know that's you. So.
And that's just the type of stuff that I say online and offline. Like I said, look, it's just about finding people who's on your energy and level. My thing about it is it could be a so-called black woman, it could be a so-called white woman, it could be any other woman of any nationality. You know, my focus and my prime focus is who makes you happy. Because I would never say that there has never been any black woman in my life, dating-wise, that ever made me feel good as a man. I would never say that. And I would never say all black women are ratchet, black women is this, that, and the third. I said my point is the problem that I have is the women that talk all that shit and down their own men. Those are the ones that I have a problem with. Because y'all are not bringing nothing new to the table. You obviously
they're
said
not
exactly
truly divested.
They're not, but that's exactly what I said earlier. I said the black man's dick is still on their mind. They haven't, I'm, like I said, we're living in your head rent free. Like, sir, I don't know how long I actually do. I mean, duh. When it comes to the Brownstone Pow, I don't even try to make black women that much of a conversation. I don't. Like, it's not my focus. Now, I'll hop on other people's streams, and I don't really try to say specifically them. I try to talk about the movements they're involved in. Because it's a defense mechanism, if you really think about it. Black women have this false projection of thinking the black man just abandoning them, and they try to say, well, y'all 3 to 4 times more likely to date out. I said, why is that? Look at how y'all act. Y'all are disrespectful. Y'all will sit up there and say we're of no value, of no substance, no class. You say that the white man is better, but even the white man on YouTube is clowning y'all. So that's the main thing, but it's just like, you know, brothers got to understand, like, I don't want brothers to get and especially brothers in the manosphere, don't get the wrong idea, like every black woman you see is just horrible. No. Obviously, and I'm pretty sure a good amount of brothers know that. But, you know, they choose what they want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I think some people need to do like a good, like, 2-3 weeks away from this space. Just go watch other content on YouTube. Don't even pay attention to that. Like,
Yeah.
I have a separate account where I'll just watch like reaction videos or gameplay throughs just to get away from this. I'm not like in here 24/7. And when you're in here 24/7, everything starts to sound like an excuse when you're listening to the women, and that's kind of toxic. I ain't gonna lie.
It is toxic, and my thing about it is to agree with your point. That's why I say I don't try to be, you know, because unfortunately, whether you want to say because of COVID, lockdown, or whatever, you know, more people is involved in their phones, more involved on their laptops. You know, I'm guilty of that too. But I'm like, yo, I got to get off the web. I got to read. I got to go outside. I got things to do. When I even go back on YouTube, I'll just listen to music because I don't want to hear about the recycled conversations all day. You know what I mean? Like, brothers still want to have this hope.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? Brothers still have that hope thing. And even if we're talking sectors, I've been on different panels that's not even in this space. You understand? And the thing about it is, too, I don't even. The thing about it is too. I still go back to the original space that I came from. It wasn't a Manosphere is not my first space. I came from another space into this space. So that, and I check on them from time to time. I'll be like, okay, cool. I want to come here for some knowledge. I want to learn something today. Let's go. You know what I mean? But too many brothers is getting hype, and then I hear this whole entire conversation about brothers like Kwame Brown, and it's like, yeah, you see that the Manosphere is winning. No, no, no. Certain brothers are starting to develop a good consciousness on this society. It's not always about women. It's about understanding the world that you're living in. That's what it's about.
I completely agree. You already know how I came across this space. I stumbled upon it by accident. And then, yesterday when I was hanging out with my friend, I was thinking about what I want to do before I pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm only 20 years old. You're probably thinking, why would a 20-year-old be thinking about this?
No,
But
it
it's
makes
because
total
I want to
sense.
do something with my life. I'm already working in college to become a veterinarian. I want to use that money that I make, because their average is annually every year 90,000. So save up, 6 figures, woohoo, and all that. I'll save up, probably get a nice house, but I want to use the bulk of my money to help start a movement. Black boys rule.
Black boys rule. And I think that's very important for you to do, because even though I didn't, the spaces that I've like before, I guess before the YouTube stuff, I was actually involved in, organizations, little movements and stuff like that to help out black men. So even still on my day-to-days, I'm like, yo, let's check in. It's been a little bit hard with one of the movements because of COVID, so they can't really meet up, and I haven't heard back from the brother yet. But yeah, I definitely do think if you keep yourself on a career path and you do it like that, I mean, at least because there's certain people out here who don't know, and we get caught up in the thing like, oh, you just go to college, you get a job, and that's it. And you gotta also look at the environment. When the environment is not, too don't have a bundle of opportunities, you feel stuck. So yeah, I definitely do think it's a great thing at the age that you are, you know exactly what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole goal was like, yeah, right, that's a good field. My whole goal was like, yo, I gotta go to college, Just like, okay, but what are we studying? What's these majors we doing? Is these majors gonna propel us to get where we want to be in life, or is it whatever? And I'll say I didn't necessarily make the mistake, because I did say that for myself, I wanted to accomplish to get a bachelor's degree, and I did. But it's just that now talking on it to brothers like you or brothers that's confused, y'all gotta make sure y'all know where y'all want to go. You know what I'm saying? And thinking, when you think about where you want to be in life, that's important. Because certain people don't think, they just do, right? And when they do, they just be like, okay, I'm just going to get a job here, and they get into this never-ending cycle of, well, I gotta stay here and I gotta stay there. You understand? So doing that and creating a movement, absolutely, as you should. And I think it would be more impactful because you have a story you come from. That's very important for younger brothers to get the perspective and get the mindset of how they can become more productive in this society. So yeah, of course, Gen Z POV. I did peek that out. I was like, okay, he's ready. He's ready. He's ready to get that page.
Yeah, I have a lot of. I was talking to this with my best friend over the phone like a couple days ago. Like, I like this space, and I was talking to my professor about this too.
Really?
I like this space, but when you try to bring stuff to the other side, you get demonized for it. So my whole thing was, okay, let me create a neutral platform, because I listen to both sides. women's side because I don't want to develop a bias. Also, I got a sister, so I want to be able to bestow her some well thought out advice as well. And I listen to the man's side because I'm a man, so and I agree primarily with what they talk about over here when they do so correctly.
Right.
But yeah, that's Demetris Higashikata speaks a Gen Z perspective. Yeah.
And I just want to say this really quickly. It goes to my idea about energy. Like, I have relatives too. Like, I got a sister that, is growing up. And my whole entire thing is, as a man, I can only show her what is it that I could provide and help her with so that she can have a clear path on how this world is going to be. Because already from my understanding, this world is not going to get better. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. The only thing I can do is advise and also teach myself on how to become a better role model and role figure for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not the most perfect person. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, we all learning. But I definitely don't want to spread the energy, like be anti-woman and, anti-relationship or anti-marriage. I don't bring up that concept. My thing is, yes, we understand.
That would be embarrassing for me.
Yeah, and
I got so many black women in my life. Some of my best friends are black women.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a black woman. A lot of people in my family. I grew up around a lot of black women, so that would be embarrassing for me.
And the thing about it is like, yeah, these conversations, I'm having with like my mom, my grandmother, other women in my family, and ironically, they understand exactly where I'm coming from. It's not even like I'm saying anything that's like anti this and anti that. It's like, look, listen, Bronzebird, your generation as a millennial, oh man, I don't know how you do it. And I'd be like, you see what I mean? It's hard for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, I'm living in a world where it's like it's kind of taboo to think old school. Because it's like, this is not reality, yes, right? We're living in a technological age. Yes, we are. But at the same time, the way that things were or things are set in stone, it makes sense. That's why I can't agree with a lot of these like terms people are coming out now. They have things to just down the man and say things like male culture, male privilege. And brothers will say this to me too. And I said, why is it wrong for me as a man to understand my innate nature and be proud of my innate nature as a man? Why should I have to kowtow to the woman's whims where a woman has something special about, and I say this to even the women I disagree with. I say, y'all have something special about y'all that makes y'all special. I have something that's special about me as a man that makes me special. So why try to equate these whole entire ordeals like, okay, why try to equate all these ideals like I have to get along with that? I don't. I really don't. And that's the thing people don't understand. But I try to teach I try to teach women around me, hey, look, listen. As a man, I'm not anti, and I tell brothers in this space, I said I'm not anti relationship or marriage. I just feel like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. You understand? You have to read the laws. You have to read the ways that you protect yourself. In terms of a relationship, I'm not against that either. I said, a lot of y'all brothers talk all that shit and say, women this and women that. Well, y'all not jihad, y'all not homosexuals. So y'all obviously interested in being with women. So regardless if the relationship is a pump and dump, or it's casual sex, or it's an LTR, at the end of the day, you're still dealing with a woman. You just have to understand the type of woman you're dealing with. That's why us as men, we're just logical. I'm not saying women can't be logical. Men, we're built on being logical. So with us being logical, we can compartmentalize what's the use of the woman to us. We'll know which woman is more of a thought versus which woman is capable for an LTR. You understand? We'll know which one is which. And that's why I say I'm not against relationships. Because at the end of the day, the bond you have with the woman you're dealing with It's still a form of a relationship. So,
Exactly.
smiles. So, I try to say that. And I mean, I find it amazing brothers like you have a good intellect at your age. At least with you're not getting caught up in these battle royales on streams because brothers will yell at me and they be like, yo, Bronzebird, you wrong, and da-da-da-da, and they be like, yeah, F you. And I'd be like, I didn't know it was that strong, man.
It's not that serious.
It's really not that serious. And like I said, like I might have been in a couple of streams. I'm like, yo, I can't believe what you're saying. Like, yo, da da da, and cut somebody out. I'll admit that. At least I can admit that. But I don't want to try to do it over and over again. But brothers in a space, and it's more embarrassing when you brothers is like 40 to 50 years old. I don't give the excuse that I'm young. You understand what I'm saying? I know that I'm young. I'm still in the 20s. So I understand that I still do stupid shit in my 20s. I get it, right? But I ain't gonna repeat the same thing these brothers do when I get to that age. Is the point? You understand? Peace, sir.
Yeah, that's what I use some of the stuff said in this space. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do that.
And it's just about correcting things. But that's why I say my point is now, if I come into these conversations, I'm about to get you where it hurts, though. I have to get you to the solution. And a lot of these people clam up where the solution comes in. Because now, when you ask that question, now what? There is nothing behind it. It's just, oh, well, but you could have, but y'all did, and it all was past tense. It's not present tense, and it's not future tense. So what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the whole entire point. And I just want to give a special shout out to Sir Abadayu, because Sir Abadayu be hitting that joint on the head, man. Like, he be talking that real ish. So I definitely do understand where the brother is coming from, But yeah, us brothers need to be aware of ish out here, man. And that's what I really believe in. But yeah, I mean, so let me ask you a question, because I think that I really wanted to get this off my mind, because I always want to ask like the perspective, because I'm a millennial, you're Gen Z. So, I thought I had my bias on Gen Z, and I was just like, yo, son is crazy about Gen Z. And I just wanted to get your perspective. Like, how is it like living as Generation Z? Do you feel very different from millennials? Do you feel like you don't fit in with fellow Generation Z men?
Well, the thing you gotta realize is a lot of people are pretty ignorant when it comes to this sort of stuff. I mean, you already see how the public reacts to this space. So,
Right.
You mean just in general or right now?
I mean, pretty much in general, pretty much I'm trying to
Oh,
go
okay.
for. Yeah.
So that's much easier to answer. So, I'm sort of different. My teachers have always told me that I've been a bit different. I've usually set off to myself, and when I with my best friend, and we would be doing some wacky, goofy stuff. And while I was over there, we'd usually be talking about, me and her, we would be talking about how to better the Black community, even those in our own class. Because going to a private school, mostly Black, most people didn't expect our private school to be Black. They usually heard when we go to a private school, they thought we were like around uppity white kids. And that's not necessarily the case. And so we were strategizing, and I told her about my plan for life as far as veterinarian goes, and maybe I can do something with that money to help, because I only recently, like a couple days ago, thought about formulating the Black Boys Role movement. I'll be right back though.
Okay.
My sister, she needs me.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll just try to butt in and have a conversation. Sir Abadayu, if you're still there, you can hit the link. Primetime as well. You're welcome. I don't know if Primetime even hop on streams, but you're welcome to come in if you want to. But perspectives at the end of the day, how we move as men is very important. And I just see it as a millennial. It's like I don't fit in. You know, like my thing is, I'm like, okay, I'm here at this stage of my life. Yep, I got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things I have to do. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to get out of. You know, the mental mindset needs to be more prepped up. You know what I mean? And so, yes, the breaks is important and all these different things. But, you know, at the end of the day, as a millennial, I'll speak about it a little bit later. But, you know, Demetris, you know, pretty much got it on the head. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here now. I'm here again. She just
Yeah.
wanted to know something.
Go ahead, man.
So yeah, but the thing about the teachers that were saying that I was a bit different, but it was always a positive different. It wasn't like a socially awkward different. It was like I always offered like an alternative perspective on subjects in class. Always alternative. I usually thought against the group. You know, I'm one of the people who go against the grain.
Yeah, it's like a like a contrarian.
So
like
that makes me stand out automatically.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like when you're that type of person, think differently. A lot of people don't take to it kindly because it's like, I think it's something I discussed on the Brownstone Pow once that when you speak from an esoteric or you speak from a certain when you're just naturally in another dimension, certain people are not able to view you on that dimension because they're here and you're up there. So that's why I say, sorry, a lot of people may seem misunderstood. A lot of people may think that they're weird, confused, and all these different things because they think different. Just like when I say outlandish statements, they be like, yo, Bronzebird, why would you say that? Except, but if you're smart enough, you would understand exactly what I'm saying. Or you would not even say smart enough, but if you understood, you know what I'm saying, you would understand I'm basically applying a concept that you're just not used to. So yeah, definitely understand exactly where you're coming from on that. That's absolutely 100% right about it. You know what I'm saying? Got my dude Prime Time on the stream. What's good, my brother?
What's up, Prime Time? I ain't never talked to you before.
What's going
What's
on,
up, bro?
fellas? How's it going? What's going on?
Peace, Chief. What's going on?
Shit, just chilling, listening, man. Like I can relate to the young brother, man, because like you say, he has that contrarian mindset. I'm the same type of way, man. I've always been like the type to go against the grain or go against popular opinion, so I understand where he's coming from. So
Yeah, brother. And the thing about it
Oh, word?
is, yeah, yeah, brother. And I would say it because usually the ones that's different are the cultural shifts. They're the
yeah,
shifters. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Usually the brothers or men, people in general, who's always different. Those are the ones people start to pay attention to. You know, because the same old stuff every day is gonna be like okay, but there's always going to be souls and energy that's like I want to seek something new, and that new comes in and it's just like I've never been exposed to this before. This is a little bit weird. Now, like this is why I talk about dimensions. It's certain people that will reject that difference, and it's certain people who will apply it and actually want to know more about it. You know what I mean? And that's that's the great thing I start to realize about things like apply or deny.
yeah, exactly. Especially in the black community, man. Like me, like I grew up suburban as fuck. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, but like I played sports and stuff, and like I've always been into like the stuff people normally weren't into, like especially black people, like anime, video games, all that stuff. But people would look at me and be like, "You into that stuff?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" Like I've always been into that shit, man. So yeah, like I already know.
Yeah, you just can't be like over the top with it. People get
Yeah, yeah,
annoyed.
yeah. Like I've always
But
been in that stuff.
yeah, yeah, like I said, it was never like a socially awkward thing.
Yeah,
Although I only recently learned to like socialize better once I got a job, and then I met a bunch of people. It was so fun working at that movie theater.
All
I was
right.
Yeah.
18, working at the Cinemark. I met so many people. I learned how to socialize with different types of people,
Mm-hmm.
how to work well with different personalities. It was just fun. So when I got on college campus, it was pretty much nothing. I was meeting a lot of new people.
That's cool, man. And I was just gonna say real quick, I'm used to different. So you know, prime time, you're from the burbs. I'm from the hood, and
Oh
oftentimes
yeah.
I definitely did feel out of place constantly since I was young, and so of course you get those stereotypes. You be like, oh yeah, he's an Oreo, he's trying to act white, and all these different things, and you wouldn't. I mean, based on how I talk, you wouldn't probably think so, but you know, I started becoming into things like words, vocabulary, reading, and all these different
Right.
things. And it's just amazing the response you get because it's just like, oh, well, you're different. And it's like, no, I'm just a regular ass human being living in the same environment as you, but I'm not interested in the same things that you are. And the thing about it is like what I started to actually come into, I'm from New York. Um, I started to become interested in blurs, like nerdy black girls. Now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if people in this space, because I don't usually hear brothers say that, but I like nerdy black girls. Like I do.
Me
Like
too.
there's something about them
Yeah.
that's just so attractive. I'm like, damn. She'll sit here and talk about anime, and I'll be sitting up there saying, I don't know what the hell that shit is, but I like that shit.
A lot of them be
I
cute
like me
too,
some
man.
They do.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
do,
they
and
be
that's what
cute
I'm
with
saying. Nerdy black girls be attractive as hell, and then what is it that I remember?
but nobody wants to talk about them in this space.
Nobody want to talk about. I'm be the first brother to mention them. I like nerdy black girls. I do. And the thing about it is, the ones that be into cosplay and all these different things, I found out about them by a couple of girls that I dated, and I was just like, yo, you like they're trying on different clothes to emulate certain characters. I'm like, yo, that's actually cool. Like when I
Yep.
found that out, because a friend of mine pointed out to me, it's like, yeah, she was dressed up as this character. It's like, word. And I was like, yo, they are. And I was just like, yeah, nerdy black girls is fucking fine as hell. And they're not. And the thing about it is, if brothers is complaining about the ratchetness, I don't know if it's just me, fellas. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nerdy black girls don't really have that type of steez to them.
They
Because
don't for the most part.
they were like ostracized from a young age.
Yeah, the black sheep. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I just feel
Yeah.
Yep.
like that they're appealing that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like dirty black
And
girls
it's
for the win.
and it's funny because like in high school, those used to be the chicks like I used to go after too, because like nobody would talk to them. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you would talk to them and find out they're cool as shit, and like you start messing with them, everybody like, damn, she is kind of cute. I'm like, oh, so now that I start messing with her, everybody like her now and shit. Like, that
Man,
shit used to happen all the time, dog.
Shorty used to have the bulky sweater and glasses and just have that like I hate life look on my face. Like
Yeah, yeah, like
and then you'd be like,
that
yo,
shit's
who that
crazy.
though? I'd be like, you talk about that nerd over there? It's like, yeah, that blurred. What's up? Like, you know what I mean? I
Yep.
say all the time, like, I said that I'm also into collegiate chicks.
Yeah.
Shorties that be in college. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
always talking about their courses and they be stressed the hell out. I like those girls too. But, you know, in college, once I got to college, it was kind of a different story. I mean, you know, I did a couple of colleges anyway, but Carmel's like, hate life look. Yeah. But when I got to college, it was like the wave was like, you know, you get on campus, it was different nations that was there. And then when I went to college back in the city, you know, it was much more the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
the only downside of my last college, it was kind of just like wild liberal. So I remember people coming at my neck because I said that I believe in like one thing I remember, I was like, yo, I love the Most High. And you know, you had the Nigerian Christians talking about I'm gonna go to hell, and I'm like, bro,
How dare you push your
like
religion on me?
it's like if you don't believe in Jesus or God, you're going to go to hell. You gotta get saved. And I'm like, yo, bro, like I still believe in a higher power.
Yeah, it's
You
a higher
understand what I'm
power.
saying? I still believe in that. So why are you telling me that I'm wrong for what I believe in? But like the collegiate chicks, you know, they just have a look to them and they be like, yeah, I gotta study for these exams. I'm like, yo, should I come to the crib and just cheerlead you on while you study that exam though? Like, you know what I mean? They be like, yo, I'm trying
Yeah.
to go for my master's and PhD because they be so focused. And I think a lot of brothers y'all gotta be focused on those type of women. Women that is focused. But I don't mean women
Yes,
that want to brag
sir.
about Because I don't like women, and I think we have these talking points. We don't want to brag about, like, I don't like women who brag. Like, you brag about having a PhD, you brag about having a master's. I've had the privilege of dealing with women who's laid back, but they about their business. I like that.
Yeah,
Yo, be about your business, but when we group up, we about our business. You understand? And that's where I
exactly.
want to build up that rapport. If I get more Gen Z brothers like Demetris, the teaching brothers, like, you want to go for a woman that knows her place. You know what I'm saying? That don't got to be overbearing with you. You know what I'm saying? She knows, like, okay, I'm going to make time for my man, and you're going to make time for your girl, and that's how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And y'all come together, and y'all know exactly what y'all want out of the relationship. That's how it works. That's why I try to say all that lovey-dovey shit is cool for the surface, but it got to get back down to exactly y'all purpose. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah, you don't want no woman like throwing
Yeah,
it in your face and shit. Like, you don't want
Yeah,
people
you
like
don't
that.
want that. You want
exactly.
peace. That's it. You want peace. You know what I mean? Oh, and what I mean by collegiate chicks, them chicks that read a lot. They always be reading these, like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
self-help books and all that shit, man. Like, yo, telling you, bro, I got a couple down my sleeves, man.
hey
Spiritual
man,
chicks.
y'all in the manosphere, y'all gotta listen. Them nerdy black girls, them geeky black girls.
You know, I like me a nerdy black girl. Like them. You know what I'm saying? Brothers in this space be too concerned, like, they say stupid shit like, you gotta fuck on bitch. And I be like, yo, bro,
Like,
like, it's like, yo, like, dudes coming out of nowhere saying, oh, you bitch broke, and this, that, and third. I'm like, bro, like, yo, if you put your mind to it, anybody can get pussy. That's not a problem, dog. Like, y'all gotta stop thinking y'all gotta stop thinking like that. And that's why when it comes to energy, sometimes, and I'm not bragging, I don't have to do a lot of work to get a woman's attention.
right, right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's about the energy, brothers. This is another game people gotta understand. Whether you're a man or woman, y'all gotta stop acting like, if it's someone you like, stop looking at them like they're an alien. Okay? Like, sometimes you don't have to go with the overt, I'm trying to holler at you scheme. You understand? Sometimes you just gotta go with this type of thing. You gotta go for a conversation first. That's why I told somebody that I was mentoring once. Like, I was like, if you don't have confidence, you start off with a conversation of interest. Like, I said to this brother that was on the panel last time, I said, it's not always about her being attractive. It's about what is interesting, like the event. So if you go to a concert, say for instance, a music concert, ask them how they knew about the event, or how they did this, or what's their favorite song. You start off with that, and then you go down in the conversation. Build the rapport first. Then then make your little moves. But I'm more direct though. So I don't know. I just know how to freak it. You know what I mean?
yeah. Cause I think you're probably. I'm 30. I'll be 33 in July, so you're probably around my age, like
I'm in my late 20s.
late 20s. Yeah, so you grew up in like the 90s era too. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
so it's a
man.
little bit different. Like, you had to learn how to actually like talk to women back then. Like, now you got online dating and stuff, so it's a little different.
Bro,
But
I don't want to do online dating, man. I don't want to
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
But like, it's a lot different now. So
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like I'm
who
like,
you telling? Who you telling?
see, and this is the thing, y'all right up in it. You know what I mean? Y'all right up in it. You know what I mean? Like, y'all like really raised off that.
You
So it's like,
like
yeah.
okay, so I'll tell you as a Gen Zer, if you go up and talk to a girl, and just even if you fail, you immediately like distinguish yourself because this is my generation is the generation that be like texting while they're in class right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. It really do though. And
But like
yeah, go ahead.
from the first moment that I set foot on campus, I ain't even pay attention to like the loud girls. I went for the quiet ones that were like focused in their studies. Like, hey, let's hang out over here. I met a bunch of chicks like that. I wasn't even worried about the loud ones. I think some of the dudes in the manosphere, they was worried about some of the loud ones,
Yeah,
Some of the popular chicks.
which
They're
is
worried about the popular chicks.
probably an insecurity where they have to be loud to feel heard.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm in the hood, like, like for me, like, I don't. First of all, I don't like living in the hood. That's why I'm always out, and I always travel to like suburbish type areas. And
Yeah.
I'm in New York, so I try to travel like I'm used to going to places dolo, like by myself. And the
Yeah.
thing about it is like when I'm back in my hood and stuff like that, I look at the women, I don't even pay them no attention. Like I just really be like, I'm gonna walk by you because you're not interested. You know what I mean? And it's like you start to just realize a lot of stuff ain't important. And brothers in the manosphere that want to make that important, it's just like, for what? Like if you know she's ratchet, what you gonna talk about with her? Like
Exactly. Like
women are
ignoring
not
all
gonna
the red
vibe.
flags.
Right, you know the red flags. Like for instance, if we talk about music, right? Because I'm gonna make this a stream. I think I might make this a stream next week to talk about music, just in general, like what type of music you like. Like I'm not gonna want to listen to trap music all day, but my shorty might. She might want to
Yeah.
listen. Well, not my shorty, but the girl that I might be interested in want to listen to trap. I'm like, nah. I'm into what future funk, vaporwave. All right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
into all that. I'm into all that. Like the internet genre of music. Are you kidding me, man? Like chiptune, game music. I'm that type of dude. Lo-fi is my mainstay on music, bro.
Yo,
I
they
be
have
I
so
be
many
listening to
of
that
that
till I
lo-fi
go to sleep.
channels.
Huh?
Yeah, like they got lo-fi YouTube channels I've been listening to for years, man. Like
Which ones?
so they got the chill hop channel, stuff like that.
Yeah, the chill hop that's
Mhm.
like 24/7.
Yeah, like I listen
Yeah.
to a lot of those. I'm
It
subscribed
don't
to like a lot of
stop.
those channels too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what was it like? All right, so also like I listen to like a lot of '90s underground hip hop. So you'll
Yeah.
hear me play like when I have the Brownstone Pow out, I'll play music songs from there. But
Yep.
it turns like so. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Check out artsy music, and when you see artsy, it's spelled with a Z. So it's ARTZIE music. That's where they
Hmm.
had like vaporwave and future funk, and it's just lit, yo. Like I'm telling you, like the internet genres, I think they might have lo-fi beats in there, but that's the point. Like lo-fi beats is just my mainstay, man. Like lo-fi beats, what is it? Drum and bass. What
New
else?
jazz.
Do jazz.
That's a
Yeah,
cool
I'll say
one
the
too.
jazz ones too.
See jazz. See, you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna play a song tomorrow that's like jazz from like the '70s. It's from like 1971, but that's the point, bro. The interest, when the interest is different, you're not going to attract the ones that's staying in that other. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
don't know about y'all. I can't
I
listen to
got
trap
called
music all
trash
day.
for playing my music in college.
Yo, of course though.
I was gonna say in this generation though, it's
In this
different. Like in this
generation,
era
yeah.
now, it's different. Yeah, because
But I don't
like
understand. That's what I'm saying. It's hard. It's hard for me to understand it because I hear claps at 808s and it's the same thing. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like there's certain beats that's kind of fire, but then it's just kind of like they get all this emo influence into the music now. It's like, yeah, I'm a sad boy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck is this?
yeah, they'd be overdosing, killing themselves and shit. It's just weird, bro.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like the last person I gave respect to that was on that flow. I'm not gonna lie, because he actually was good. Triple X Tentacion. Like I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
a good artist. But like these other dudes that do that music, I'm like it's trash. And then of course you got the hood dudes. They ain't really talking about nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
you smashed on the chick, you sipping on lean. Okay, it's the same thing. Or you put a hole in the dude. I'm on O Block. Like no. And then and then you still get caught up with people like Tekashi 6ix9ine. He just be like stupid, and I'd be like,
Like what the fuck?
like you're
What you
embarrassing
talking
New York, bro. Like no, like New York is already destroyed with music already. Cause drill, like the drill stuff, like no, I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I grew up, I
Fuck
grew up
that.
'90s, so I was born late '80s, and I grew up '90s. So I grew up listening
Mm-hmm.
to like Big L and all that stuff. So I'm listening to that type of stuff, and I listen to like New York rappers now, and I'm like, yo, like a lot of these
Yeah.
dudes now sounding like down south. Like everybody sounds like a down south artist now.
Thank
Like,
you.
everybody
See what
sound
I
the same
mean?
now.
Nobody
Yeah,
and yo, bro. Like let me tell you
everybody
this,
sounds the
bro.
same.
Cause like I'm an RT dude or whatever, so I'm around dudes that perform or whatever, right? So
Yeah,
these dudes will come. There'll be transplants that come from the South or come from different places. They'll come to New York, and they'll be like, oh, they got their SoundCloud or whatever, and then they'll have dudes in New York that rap. But like they have the drill beats or the trap beats, and I'll be sitting here stuck like, yo, like you're corny. Like you ain't
yeah,
even, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even rap 16 bars. You rap 8, and it sounds trash. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Like
It's
nothing about your music, and the thing about it is, especially Brooklyn cats, nothing about their music says it's dead ass New York originality. That's why you have to dig in the crates and find the underground artists. And they're
yep.
not even getting more shine than the actual mainstream New York artists, yo. Like they're not. And the bad thing about it is Hot 97 and 105.1, the radio station over here where Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy and all of the rest of them do their Breakfast Club. They're strictly sticking to the top 40 and payola. They're not trying to give actual artists a chance. The most corniest nigga that came up out of New York, not even the most corniest, one of the most corniest niggas that came out of New York, I'm sorry to say, it was Designer.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know he was from New York. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
he's from
Like for
Brooklyn.
for a minute, like it took me like a year or two. Somebody told me that. I said he doesn't sound like a New York artist.
He don't. He sound just like Future. He had to make another song
I
just
didn't
to
know he
not
was from
sound
New York.
like Future. Yeah, he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah, that's
mean?
crazy, dog.
Like all this gang stuff and all this other stuff, you sit back and you be like, yo, this is garbage. And there's nothing
Yeah,
about them that's yelling like, yo, where's the New York flavor? You know? So you
yeah.
gotta find the underground artists. And I'm not saying you can't do drill, you can't do trap, because obviously when things evolve, you evolve with it. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, keep that same flavor though. Give me versatility. That's the thing I get mad at. I think what I'm really mad at is like they don't try to go for versatility. You know? So you're gonna get dudes like NBA YoungBoy who don't make no goddamn sense and sound angry when he's on a damn beat. And then you'll have other dudes out there that rap nonsense. Like it's hard for me to understand it. Like I'll be sitting here stuck, dog. Like, what is this? No?
Yeah, because at one point you could tell like that's what I was saying. Like everybody sounds the same. Because at one point you could tell if a rapper is from the East, West, South, or like the Midwest just based on like their beats and like the way they rap. But it's like
Yes.
now everything's the same. The beats sound the same. The style of rap is the same. It's crazy, man. It's different now.
And that's what made it eccentric. Now, if you're going
Mm-hmm.
ahead with the comparisons, the drill beats sound just like the grind beats out in UK.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, like I'm more like an instrumentalist. Like I'll make my joints or whatever and stuff like that. It's been a while, but the thing about it is like I don't mind drill beats, but it's just like yo, like you cannot. I don't believe in conforming to a crowd. You gotta be your own person. And too many
Yeah, okay.
people hop on waves just because it's popular.
That's,
Just like brothers, just like brothers in this space, they want to hop on and talk about one person in particular. Not going to name his name, but the
yeah,
fact of the
yeah,
matter, you got brothers out here trying to dress all dapper and this, that, and the third. Y'all dudes is corny, fam. Like,
yeah, yeah.
bro, like, why y'all have to dress like another person to get y'all views up on this page, man? Like,
That's it ain't for
like,
everybody.
and dudes recycle conversations. How many dudes like? And I'm not trying to brag, but like on my page, I was talking about sex dolls, AI dolls, talking about the future and all these different things. How many brothers in this space is talking about that? Not a lot.
Not
Not a
many.
lot. Not a lot is talking about that. People ain't really talking about the COVID-19 vaccine. I brought that up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nobody really doing
Yeah,
And again, I'm not trying to brag, but the thing about it is, it's about versatility. Stop being caught up on the same things every day. It's not a problem with having a niche. That's a good thing. But at the same time, you have to recognize what you're bringing different to the table.
that's true
that.
shit.
That's what I want to do with my channel.
And I
Uh,
got you, bro. Definitely. You let me know when you're ready to go ahead and do it. And for sure, I got you. For sure, man.
all right.
Yeah. You know.
But yeah, this space is good. I think what we're having here is a disconnect between what something is supposed to be versus what it actually is.
Yeah.
Same thing with the divestment community. It's good in theory, but what it's actually become is a black male hate club.
And they're trying.
Yeah,
And
So
my thing is, I'd have more respect for them if it wasn't a black male hate club. Like my thing is, if you're preaching the idea that women should have more options, fine. I don't get what the point of that is because, like I said on to one of these panelists, I said no black man is telling you to stay with him. You can date
Exactly.
whoever you can date whoever you want. I don't care. The problem I have with y'all is y'all have to bash us in the process. You don't see me like my thing is I don't bash black women in regards to sitting up there saying all of y'all are losers. No. I usually say something's wrong with you divestors. I don't respect y'all. I don't respect pink pillars and I don't respect divestors. Then so in order for me to say all black women is bad, I wouldn't even be involved in certain panels because the people who run those panels are black women. So I wouldn't be there. So my thing about it is the thing about it is if you're trying to make a presentation for something, you have to make sure that this is what your stance is. Don't go back on it because you're making it seem as if like this is what it is and we're reacting to that. Hold on, let me read Carmel's comment. I feel like both sides bash each other instead of working together, in my opinion. Well, I get why you say that, but Carmel, if you really pay attention, certain times they come over here and then sit up there and try to say, well, you Negroes ain't shit, you this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't work with people who's going to be disrespectful. I can't. Like, it's no point. And let me say this also. Men, there's two men in particular, no, one man in particular who constantly bashes a space because he's getting views from it. So he talks about trying to work together, as I said earlier, but he's not doing anything. All he's doing is talking about what we're doing wrong. So I have no problem with working together and agreeing. I don't care who comes into this space. I've had people who's not so-called black on this panel, and I was talking to them regular and fine about what's going on in their country and about what's going on. So I have no problem with people coming up in this space. This is supposed to be a lounge spot. But the thing about it is, I'm not going to work with people who's going to be disrespectful. I'm not. It's not going to happen. I'm not protecting nobody who's being disrespectful. It's not going to work. So they have to learn that. But since they don't want to, that's why brothers allow themselves to be in these recycled arguments with them. And I'm kind of just over it. Like, I'm done. Yeah.
I would like the spaces to work together if their message was actually like, the main message was actually, helpful on like a wide scale. But a lot of it is just it kind of comes off as just like, gossip.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, it's gossip. Like what this person is doing this week and what's to be the conversation that's from one person's stream so we can talk about it the whole week. I said, look, I want to focus on, damn it, y'all being careful out here with these COVID-19 vaccines, all right? Like, they try and tell you that things are supposed to open up, and I'm just concerned because I'm just like, what are they trying? Y'all ever see when those people who talk about they did get the vaccines, like they put the magnets on their like arm and it stays there?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
I mean, I got the vaccine. I ain't got no magnet on my arm.
It's no problem. If you decided to get the vaccine, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, I see things online, like they like you could literally get a magnet and then put it on your arm, the place where you got the vaccine, and it stays there. It's crazy, yo. Like, I was seeing that, and I was like, wow. Like, because I mean, if you get a shot, you don't even think about it, but it's like,
yeah, it's just like done.
What? Like you can literally put some damn magnet on your arm now? Like if you get the vaccine? Like, that's crazy to me, man.
That's some wild shit. Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, like I just want people to be careful out here. That's all I care about. And then it's just like I'm reading the news the other day and crime around the country is going up too. Like my state is 81% right now.
Jeez.
I was like, God damn. Because, I mean, if you look every day, bro, every day somebody is... Right. Every day you're starting to hear, like, slashings on the subway, people randomly getting assaulted and punched in the face, and then, oh, God, it's just like a rabbit hole. I'm just like, what's going on? I mean, since they're technically saying COVID let up, it's just people going wild. Like, what's going on right now? You know what I mean?
I really don't know what's going on right now. It could be, months of non-interactiveness, and it's just like putting everybody socially on like 110.
People finally getting out. Like,
But
Yeah.
that's what happened last year when. Oh,
what about?
peace, Garcia. What's going on? That's what happened last year when the whole thing came with the George Floyd thing. But as soon as that happened, I looked on my phone. They said they're gonna have a protest that Thursday. That Thursday came out. Everybody came out. Then after
I
that,
wanted to
more people
protest,
came out.
but you gotta play it smart. We were still in the middle of
Yeah,
Pandemic and
quarantine.
stuff. Yeah.
they didn't care. They didn't care. Like you should have seen what happened. Like they was bashing windows. Okay, she's like cursing at cops and then trying to punch a cop. Like, yo, the energy was so bad. Yo, I went into a Whole Foods and the cashier was like, "Yo, fuck the police," and I'm like, "Why are you so upset? Like, why are you so upset
Well,
and mad?"
some of those people are anarchists. You gotta understand.
Yeah, like it's like why are you so angry? I'm literally just trying to make a purchase. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. If I see a police, I'm gonna say fuck the police. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like I'm just trying to get my groceries and get out of here.
I'm trying to be a normal citizen here.
Trying to be a normal citizen. I'm trying to hop up on this train though so I can get home.
So you just checking out and you just starts ranting.
Yeah, it was ranting to me. And I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie, it was a bias because I only was interested in hearing what she was saying, partly because she was attractive. So I was just like, let me just hear what you're saying. So I was just trying to hear it. I was like, oh wow, so you really upset, huh? And she's just like, yeah, F the police. And then you go outside, and then you see all these people who's just like, yeah, fuck the police, the pigs, and then they have all the signs and all that outside. But then all of a sudden, I just hear a loud boom. And then somebody just cracked the window, like somebody cracked the window, and then people was fighting. I ain't never seen so many people pop their damn blood vessels. Peace, Carmel. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, yo, shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
And it let out. Yeah.
See, here's the thing about that. That was a real weird situation. Cause it was like just a minute ago, y'all was afraid to come outside.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but now it's just like ever since that, they just want to come outside and be like, yeah, we're having a protest every week, and it's just like, well, y'all wasn't in the trenches when I was in the trenches, working and taking the train to work every day while I was in COVID.
And they come outside looting and shit, throwing out blasting windows.
Ran started like blasting out windows and started destroying mad businesses out of nowhere.
People started trying to defend the looting. I'm sorry, I couldn't get with that.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
what
I
if you were in a primarily if see these pro-black people? What if they were in a primarily black community and that looting started? You got some small family businesses, mom and pop restaurant. And then, mom and pop shop done because their inventory is gone.
Yep. That happened in Baltimore with Freddie Gray too. Because I was living in DC when it happened, but I have family that's like in Baltimore, and they was saying that it was like, yo, people were like tearing the city apart, like in like West Baltimore and stuff, which is like primarily like that's where all the black people normally live, and it was like shit was getting like ran through, man. I'm like, yo, all those businesses and shit gotta start over because people don't know how to act, man.
Like complete like chaos, and it's like I don't know what's going on now. I could have sworn they had a protest. No, it was something different. It's about the Asian hate thing that's going on. So they they out there protesting about that, and I did a video on it. I said, look, my thing is I just want to know the stats if it's really real that it's a majority of black people attacking Asians. That's all.
That's the thing. Like, it sounds like propaganda, dog. Because I'm like all these years, man.
That's not true. I never heard Asian slander.
Yeah, like so now, like I said, I live in Hawaii now, and the majority, I think this
Whoa.
is the only state where the majority of the population is Asian. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's funny that I'm seeing all that stuff on the news, but a lot of brothers out here are like dating and married to like Asian women, and like Asian people out here are cool as fuck. So that's why I laugh when I be hearing those stories. I'm like, I just don't see it, man. like,
Yeah, like I
like,
have
Do
Asian
they take pride
friends.
in their Heritage Month, which is this month?
yeah, like so it's a lot of Japanese people here, and they do have like different things going on down in Waikiki, like in town and stuff too. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
been a thing.
Ah,
Because I
it's
know this is Asian and Pacific Islander month.
Yep.
So I wanted to know, like, okay, all these people gonna start celebrating their heritage. If they
Yep.
like agree, if they side with like the no Asian hate, then are they gonna like respect the Asians' time that they have to show off their culture?
They celebrate it heavily here.
I mean, I
Makes
was out
sense.
in Queens. I was out in Queens, and I was that. Not that I'm like, like crazy, like oh my god, but you know they have a significant Asian population, but it's just like I don't really see protests over there. Like that specific part is called Flushing, and I was just like, the thing about it is like I just do feel like it's propaganda because it's not like group of like black men really want to attack Asian people. Like I just don't get it. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
I don't really see it like that. And I was like again, I have an Asian friend, and we had talked about that way back. Like you know, it's just like yo, bro, you the bro. He was like you the bro too, and I'd be like yo, we work together. So I was just like it trips me out. It's just like I ain't got no animosity towards. Never did. I don't got animosity towards nobody. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of nerve wracking to me. People want to say, "Oh, well, it's y'all doing this and y'all doing that," and it's like, what are you talking about? I'm not. No, that's not true. And I'm like, even with me, when I went outside one time when I just got off the train, I was outside or whatever, walking down the street to go to a restaurant, and then guess what I saw? It was a white person insulting an Asian person, and guess who was trying to protect them? A black
Mm-hmm.
person.
A black person.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, black people are usually the most peaceful people when it comes to certain. They're more likely to try to come up with a compromise or coming together with other nations except our own. So I find it ironic. People want to sit up there and say, "Oh, you black people gotta really stop what you're doing and harming Asians," and it's like, nah, that's a propaganda. Because I don't believe at a mass like it's us trying to bother them. Like I don't
And we're
believe
not
in that.
even around them like that. Like even when I lived in DC, like Chinatown in general, like there's a lot of Asian people in that area, and it's like you don't see black people like fucking with them like that.
Thank you.
Like,
Like I felt weird going to Flushing like the other day. I was like, yo, like it's not even a lot of them out here, yo. Like I'm like F it because I got a place to go to, but I'm like it's not a lot. It's not a lot of them out there like that. You feel what I'm saying? No, it's not a lot of us
yeah.
out there like that. It's a matter of them. So what are you? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's wild.
that
I
shit
just
came
don't
out of
like that.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
came out of the blue. I'm like, Asian hate. I'm like, since when did black
what?
people start hating Asians like
Yeah,
that?
that's there's like yeah, it's a long history and this that and third. And somebody reference the riots in 1991 in California.
Oh, and Cali and the chick that got shot by the Korean lady.
That got
Yeah,
shot by a
yeah,
Korean lady. I was like, yo,
yeah.
but like that's why I'm just sitting here confused. Like, wait a minute, like that's really real. Like I'm still wondering, like that's real, bro. Because I'm like I said before, I'm cool with Asians, so it's like that's just kind of bullshit to me. Well, who's that dude? Who's it? China Mac? That rapper China Mac? You know who I'm talking about?
Which one? That name sound familiar.
China Mac is the Chinese
I
rapper.
don't know.
Okay.
I've heard that
Um.
name before. I just don't know who he is though. I
Okay.
heard the
Okay.
name
Okay.
before though.
Y'all talk for a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can load him up on my screen.
All right.
Um. So yeah. I want to give you some context, prime time, a little bit. So the school that I came from is a private school, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
was like super small. My graduating class was like 12 or 13 people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the class behind me was like 3 people. So like when we dated, like we had to be like real careful about the people we dated, and we had to be like real sure.
Oh yeah, because
Also, the teachers, they did not care if you broke up. If they assigned you in groups, if they're not threatening you or like abusing you in any way, then you have to learn how to work with them. So I learned that's another way I learned how to work with people.
yeah, because it's like that in corporate America too. I worked in like health physics, which is like radiological nuclear shit. I've done that stuff for like 10 years, and trust me, like it's the same thing. Like you'll work with people who you may not like, may not know, but you guys all trying to get the same thing done, so you got to work with them. It's like that's just real life. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that was you seen China Max. So the thing about it is, I actually met that dude out at a Black Lives Matter protest, and he was
Oh,
really out
word.
there. Like they was like Asians for Black Lives, and
Mm.
he
Wait,
was
what?
out there.
Wait.
Asians for Black Lives.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
I was just like, yo, like, yeah, of course we're really out here. I'm the more of the hard headed one because people who's known me this long, I usually say so called a lot. So I'll just say,
Yeah.
oh, so called Black or so called African American, and I was explaining it to actually an Asian girl what my stance is about Black Lives Matter before I really started going off and saying Black Lives Matter is full of shit. It was like it was like, really, this is interesting. And I was like, are you studying journalism or something? She was like, I'm trying thinking about it. I'm trying to get into it. I was just like, you sound like a journalist. Why are you not getting into it? She was like, oh my God, you inspired me. And I was just like, yeah, like, I mean, you really asking thought-provoking questions, so I would assume like you are definitely a journalist. You know what I
Right.
mean? Well, let me see what Garcia is saying real quick. Just look at World Star. There are so many knockout games showed every day, and nothing gets done about it. Thugs are getting too confident. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Garcia. And the thing about it is because they know that they can flip on a camera, and it's entertainment. Absolutely, you're absolutely 100% right. I mean, what sells? Drama sells. Whatever it is that'll spark some type of mood shift in someone, it's going to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, yeah, that's crazy. You live out in Hawaii, man. Is Hawaii expensive?
Yeah, it is. 'Cause like now I'm like active duty right now, like next
Mm-hmm.
3 years. So yeah, it's expensive. I buy everything on base, but like so like, I meal prep and shit. So the little tubs of yogurt on the mainland that are like $1, they're like $1.60 here. So yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Wow.
Gas is almost like almost $4 too.
Yeah. I guess we the two ones. Oh, it's that electricity is the highest price in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
see. I wanted to go out there, but it's just like comparative states. It's like what is the most expensive states? New York is expensive. Um,
yeah.
Hawaii, California, um,
Mm-hmm.
DC is expensive.
Yeah, DC is expensive like crazy.
Now, I wanted to know if Maryland is expensive because a lot of people always see this. Brothers in the space always keep talking about PG County.
Yeah, so all right, so I'm from Virginia. So Virginia is Virginia, Maryland, DC is in the same region.
Yeah, DMV.
So when I lived in Maryland, PG County, which is like it's a very affluent black area. So the homes and stuff are pretty expensive. Then you got Montgomery County, which is
Mm-hmm.
like the suburb. So it's like real expensive.
Mount.
Certain parts of PG County
Hold on. Let
are
me ask you
expensive.
this. Let me ask you
Uh-huh.
this. Is Silver Spring in Montgomery County?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. One of my
yeah.
family members used to live out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so PG County is like you have like spots of it where it's like very like uppity like black like one of the upscale black areas, and you have parts of it that are like kind of rough too. So depending on where you live at, it's not too expensive because I lived near Largo Town Center before I moved to Montgomery County, and Largo Town Center was like not too far from where the Redskins played at.
Oh, I
So
know
it
what you're
wasn't
talking
it
about. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad in that area price wise, but the closer you get to the city, the more expensive it gets. So certain parts aren't that bad. But
I figured that because I thought it's more
yeah,
politicians that live in that area, so they commute back and forth because it's near DC.
yeah. And then you got like Northern Virginia. So I'm from Virginia in general. Like Virginia tax you for fucking breathing. So Virginia's already expensive and you got taxes. So it's yeah,
See,
like that whole area is expensive.
I was thinking about moving down there, yo. Like I was like, yo, because you know what I wanted. I was like, yo, I've been to what is it, Virginia Beach,
That's the area I'm from. Yeah.
and one of my family members used to stay out in Richmond.
Hmm.
So yeah, I remember all that. You know what I mean? I'm familiar with certain places in Virginia. Perfect
Yeah. So
timing, my
the
man. What's going on, bro?
Peace. What's up, Bronzebird?
what up? What up?
Peace to the panel. What's up, baby? How's everybody
Peace. How
doing?
you, man? How you living?
Hey,
Good on this pre-Friday, baby. Good,
Nah,
good.
man. Prepper for
Yeah.
tomorrow, bro. We're gonna be digging into some. I'm gonna be digging into some conscious stuff, bro.
Okay. I got a live stream tomorrow too. I know you do your powwows on Friday.
What time is yours?
Let me check, man. Let me check. I'll be trying to coincide like with 420 because I'm a pothead, but sometime I do a little. It's gonna be at 320 tomorrow.
Oh, 3:20.
Yeah.
So I'll probably dip in and out because I'll be outside by then. But yeah, I got you.
Cool. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You too. I'll make sure I come through the powwow. You know, the powwow always go down, man. The powwow is
Powwows, you gotta do it. Yeah.
I like the powwow. What are we talking about today, man? Partying at Set Sweet Sorry. What's that about?
So I was talking about earlier that brothers in the manosphere is just kind of like ticking me off a bit because it's starting to get to a point where it's like we're recycling conversations. And more so, this brought to my mind because it was like, I believe, a divester that came on a panel. And they were saying some real disrespectful stuff. Like, they were sitting up there saying, oh, y'all was yelling out mama, mama, mama when when somebody's knee was on your neck. So I had got a little bit tired on a separate stream because there was some type of divester-esque woman that came on the stream. And I hit him where it hurts. I said, look, listen, I got two options. Date outside your race and stop talking. Or if you really feel that compelled on saying that you hate black men, grab a gun and shoot every black man you see. Well, what's the problem? If we're dead to you, why you keep talking about us then? So I really got to that point where it's just like, brothers got to stop. We got to focus on solutions, as in I want to talk about crypto. I want to talk about PPP loans. I want to talk about, finances. Spirituality is my mainstay. Consciousness is my mainstay. Sapiosexualness is my mainstay. So I want brothers, and I don't care if women are always allowed here, but I just don't want this. I would not like to see this space become some type of anti-woman's club, especially when you have red pill women that come into this space. I would like for
basically
suitable conversations.
Gossip, you know?
Yeah, I don't want gossip. And then certain brothers want to talk about a certain individual who's not really interference with the manosphere, but certain people know about the manosphere because of him. So now I'm just kind of like, okay, like let's get to being our separate selves, being independent content creators, and creating something different from what else y'all talking about. So that was my main point of saying parting is such sweet sorrow.
So,
Yeah.
so man, I'm glad I came up, man, because I got a lot to give you, man.
Brother, you know I'm always ears when you come up here. You better go ahead. You better go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm so glad, man, that you're having this conversation because I want to tell you, brother, that I love you and that what's really going on is that it's like a pimple or a virus fighting and the devil is being awoken because there's this magic that's happening right now. So while that BS is happening, there's actual magic happening in the manosphere between men like me and yourself and what's going on the Roger Report Live. So what's happening is a brotherhood is forming, right? So some intelligent people have come into the space, and this is going to be the integral part of this version of the manosphere is this brotherhood. This brotherhood could not culminate like it is now because we were a fractured, splintered group. Everybody is like, not everybody's confused about why things are happening. Things are happening because of growth. And what you see is growing pains. You know what I'm saying? What's happening is we are coming together, right? And you have intelligent men forming an interior group, and the cool table is forming, and an intellectual conversation about solutions are happening. The number one solution that is happening right now, where individuals like that, divestors coming on, is that men in this space have decided to focus on men and focus on the relationship within themselves and within other men to build this brotherhood. Stop focusing on the women. Stop putting women down, because we have too much work to do on ourselves. I said before on this panel that we are not ready for women in this space. So what is actually happening is that message is reverberating throughout the manosphere, and that cool table method is actually working. Angry Man came to the panel the other day. Everybody is coming to the panel because they understand if you're not part of this conversation, then you're not part of the conversation. So what's actually happening is this cool table is forming and it's changing behavior. And men are no longer in the interior group, are no longer focused on what women are doing, and we're not asking women's permission. We're focusing on ourselves. Why is it when we meet another black man, you grab your wallet, you think he gonna fuck your girlfriend, you think you're gonna have to fight him? We have to deal with these things. We have to deal with these things first before we get to the business. And what's happening as I brought this up is that the networking is happening simultaneously. But what I would share with you, Bronzebird, is that the reason that the networking has been hesitant is because you can't do business with someone who you don't trust. And we don't trust our brothers. Black men have a distrust for each other. When we walk into a room with a brand new black man, we don't know how to treat him with respect because of our own insecurities for ourselves. So we got to work on ourselves, our own insecurities, our own self-love. Excuse me. Then we can form healthy brotherhood. Healthy brotherhood allows us to have healthy conflict, stop the petty beefs, because me and you will not always get along. But if we have a healthy brotherhood and I don't have insecurities, I don't come to you with animosity, then we can have a healthy conflict. I can take my L. I can be grown from your criticism. And then with that trust and love, that's how other communities like the small hat community can do business with each other and do favors for each other, because it's for the greater community and we have this love. We can't get to the networking into the business because I don't trust other black men, and I don't want to go into business with you because I don't know if you're going to pay me correctly or you're going to try to get over on me. So we got to deal with that first. And people are recognizing that this is happening, and because young men are coming to the panel and they don't want this to happen. They don't want men to fix men. It was okay as long as we whining about women. Oh, the women did this and the women did that. That's cool. Everybody allowed us to do that. But when we stop pointing the finger and stop asking permission and start fixing ourselves, that's when you got the haters popping up. That's why everybody's scared and worried, because they are saying now, oh, they're not going to worry about us. They are going to work on themselves and get themselves tight. Oh, I got a problem with that. It was cool when we was whining. You know what I'm saying? But now that we've defined what a solution is, because the solution is via this in group, that will affect the out group, and then women's behavior will, you can't tell a woman what to do, but a woman's behavior will she will comport herself in order to fit in with this group, especially if we make it something that you cannot be a part of. We're making it exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go to all the black men on YouTube and say, hey, y'all come over here, then they're going to be like, well, you know, I got something to do, Dennis. But if I make it this exclusive, cool thing that I am benefiting from and you cannot benefit from, then you're going to come knocking on my door like, well, why are you not sharing in this good thing, brother? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening now. This cool table is forming, this in-group is forming, and the out-group is forming. At the same time as I'm happy about the in-group forming, what's also happening is the out-group is forming. And the out-group is not necessarily happy with who is particularly in the in-group. You, Bronzebird, are in the in-group. So people are not actually absolutely happy with your subscriber count and your growth. You know what I'm saying? As you grow in this in-group, they feel in a certain type of way because it's noticeable as the growth is happening. It's noticeable where you falling out, where you shake out in these two groups. And so people are fighting it. But I'm happy, man. I feel like it's a blessing. Like people, I know the youngsters like there's no benefit. We had a conversation today about red pill and blue pill and about how trauma brings people to this space and how there's no bad blue pill, there's no good red pill. It like taking away the stigma from these pimp and simp, all these terms that separate us and put us down, we taking that shit away. Other people have used that to divide us. It's nothing wrong with being beta. There's nothing wrong with being alpha. We need both. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put you down because you married. I'm not going to put you down because you're not married. This is what we coming to. That's a real brotherhood. We can accept all of our differences and we could build and make each other stronger. So people are upset.
Shout outs to perfect timing coming in with the sermon as usual. You know what I'm saying? Always coming in with that damn sermon. He knew it. That's why he did it. That's why he did it. You know what I mean? I don't have much to say. He's absolutely right, man. Like,
I agree with him, though.
You know, that's why I say it. That's why I was ready. As soon as he hit that link, I was like, you already know what it's going to be. You know you're going to hit you with that. He going to hit you with that. There you go.
Yeah, I agree with him,
He
though.
even said the same thing. Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. That's how you do it. You know what I mean?
We got merit. We have credit. Come on, man. They don't want us to build, man. They don't want us to build. And I can see the pimples is popping up, man. And they can't stand it because it's youngsters. It's people from all walks of life coming and they have this trauma. So what's happened? Just like me, I had trauma. I got divorced, trauma from my mom, from my ex. And just like me, they're looking for answers. And God forbid they come here and we are not shitting on women. God forbid that we are coming in and they come here and we are giving you solutions to make you better as a man. You know what I'm saying? That cannot happen. It's cool if you come here bitter from your ex-wife and I'm telling you a bunch of bitter stuff about black women ain't this and black women ain't that. That's okay. But if you come here traumatized and I give you instructions on what it is to be in a narcissistic relationship and I tell you it's not your fault and you can't fix them and it's not your fight. And I tell you there's nothing wrong with you and I say that there's only 10% of people like this. They just happen to be BWs and you can find someone healthy and don't put yourself down and I'm going to help you escape, right? They don't want that. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm speaking directly to my brother and I'm saying to my brother, I love you. What's happened to you is not your fault and I'm going to help you get better. God forbid we do that.
True indeed, bro. I'm listening. I'm sparking setting up on a separate tab. Y'all brothers got it if y'all want to chime in.
And
no.
Bronzebird, by the way, I feel like one of the things that I want to do with my channel is bring more like-minded Gen Zers to this that actually want a solution to this stuff.
It's happening.
How many Gen Zs you know? Because I'm trying to, I'll try to see in the comment section.
My whole friend group is Gen Zers.
Oh, so they're fine with coming on to your YouTube page and having a discussion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already told
I'm trying to
them
see
about
what's up. Yeah, I'm trying to whenever they activate their YouTube page, because I would be excited also if that comes up later. If the discussion about millennials and Gen Z, we think the same on similar topics, that'd be pretty cool. Because I've been trying to get that out. Because certain people be like, it's differences between us, and like, with the age gap, it ends what, at 1996?
Yeah, I think 96.
96 ends
millennial,
and then 97 is absolutely Gen Z. And it's like, it's a cosmic shift, it seems like, because I'm early 90s. So it's like, yeah, bro, like, try to see what's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing from, like, the younger brothers, too, so.
Yeah. And people be surprised. They'd be like, yo, I thought Bronzebird was older. I was like, no, I'm millennial. I'm, because I don't know, because it's certain, because I get the idea that brothers in this space is usually older than me. So I come through and I be like, I'm still pretty young. So this is my perspective, but I'm talking just like y'all.
Yeah.
I'll
give you props for that.
I'm just floating. I'm just flying all around as Bronzebird usually would do on panels.
Yeah, man, modulating, man.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah, man. Don't let that shit get you down, man. Just let you know, man, that the work is getting done. That's what I've been recognizing, man. I've been seeing so many trolls on my channel, people hating on me from the peripheral, and I'm like, I didn't realize that I was having such an effect until people started saying things mean to me, and I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm just trying to make brothers, feel good about themselves, and I just realized that it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh shit! As the in group is forming, so is the out group, and people feeling a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? That they shaking out into the out group, so they lashing out, and I'm like, wow. So I just wanted to share that with you. That what's happening is that the This is what happens when God work is getting done, man. It's like golly, man, is finally like understanding, man. We not gonna ask. That's why I created the perfect timing platform. Like the perfect timing podcast is to the urgency of a conversation. I say it's a platform where we discuss the undiscussable. You know what I mean? I was the guy that I would be at work and somebody would say it's not the appropriate time to have that conversation. So I created the platform, and I believe that the space is moving toward we're no longer asking for permission to have the conversation. We're no longer asking for your inclusion to have the conversation. We're going to get ourselves right. We don't need your help. We tried for a long time. We tried to do it with you. We tried to do it in accompaniment with you. But we finally are coming to the point where as men, we're going to do men shit. And men need to get men right. And then whatever you do is what you do. If you're gonna get right with this program, you can. If not, we don't give a fuck. We really at that point where we at the I don't give a fuck point of what you do. And that's the only thing that's gonna affect their behavior. That's the only thing that's going to affect their behavior. If we put ourselves first, pay ourselves first, and whatever you do, BITCH, that's what you do. But if you're going to get with this program, it's going to have to be this way. And that's scary. That's scary because that's leaving them up into their own faculties. We're going to focus on us and get us right.
True that, brother. True that. Like I said, I mean, yo, honestly, you break it down and then I be speechless. So that's why I just be sitting back. It's like, I know you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you co-host a Brownstone Pow. I'm going to say that.
Yeah. Thank y'all for doing it again, baby. Bronzebird, Big D, Rants in the baby. Let's go, baby. Yeah, man. It's a real party, man. It's a real Manosphere party, man. People mad because they not invited, man. What you gonna charge? We're gonna charge them for entry, man. And it's no suckers allowed, man. It's men only, man. And
you gotta be security guard, man.
Yeah, man. Guard dog, man. It's men elevating men, and the crabs ain't allowed. So I hear what you're saying. The crabs and the Judases is gonna get pointed out, and we're gonna get them out the box because it's a lot of people who want to bring it down because they feel like they're in the out group. So there are a lot of crabs and Judases. There's no need to be disrespectful to any women in the space.
No, it's not.
All right, Bronzebird, I gotta go.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming up, bro. I appreciate you.
I see.
Yeah, I'm about to step down as well. I got beat somewhere in like 30 minutes.
Oh, thanks for coming too.
No problem, man. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, no problem. Come back anytime. Come back tomorrow if you can.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Peace. Yeah, me and you. I'm busy just looking up something, but I don't think my whole entire thing is no. It's not about, especially if it comes to the women thing. No, I'm not trying to disrespect women on the panel. I think I just get a little bit irritated if it's the same talking points all the time coming from them. So my thing is now I'm just trying to hit you with the questions like, what's your solution? If you don't view a solution in us, what's your solution now?
Right.
That's it. That's all you have to do. So that's my whole entire take on it. What's up, Eric?
Yo, talk. What's up?
What's going on? Y'all two talk. I'm just finding something on the net. So if y'all hear me quiet, I'm just trying to look for something.
Oh, okay. So, man, I talked to this girl. This girl was on my panel. I sent you and saw the link and stuff, and she was talking about, me and her was talking about, what I've been through in the YouTube wrestling community and about leaving in the community, start making, our own, starting to create, because, people like to make our name so they can get views and stuff, to get clout, just to build their reputation, which is not good. Yeah, she was telling me some good stuff. And also, she gonna invite me to the VIP lounge and put me on the list real soon, probably this summer, and want me to go to these events on U Street and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's so amazing and stuff. Yeah, because I came on YouTube for a purpose, the focus on my content and meet new people, not the drama. That's what I wasn't here to do anyway. But the
That's dope.
first the first thing that got in my way, I think the first thing was what was it? Cromie Smalls? It was Cromie Smalls because me and him we talked on the phone before. And we was friends on Facebook. I followed him on Instagram. We looks like we on good terms, but he's still on my blocking list on Facebook. He's from New York. Cromie Smalls was on I Love New York. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I'm sorry. You talking about the dude that say his name again?
Cromie Smalls. Took
He's
away some football from the projects.
hold on. He's tall. He wore glasses a couple of times on the thing, and he hold on. And you said he was on I Love New York?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and old timer used to say that we look alike, but he's darker than I am, and he's
Nah, I don't
taller
see
than
it.
me.
I don't see it. Mm-mm. I don't. I honestly don't see it, but I mean that's just me.
Yeah, cause he's 6'3", I'm about 5'9". So I guess I was bugging him too much because on the TV show he kind of like start talking this the gibberish I bought the fug or boom, you know, doorbell wings. Then the pussy gave me flowers. I gave him the lemon, you know, and don't care no more quiet. Then because Taylor May had called to give New York the flowers because Taylor May had told New York that he's married and try to file the divorce. And yes, there's some that don't know. I'm friends with Taylor May on Facebook. We talk once in a while. And we already know he got a daughter named Asia.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while with that show. That show wasn't since like 2008, 2009. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's 2008. Yeah. That whole
2008.
VH1 era, was crazy in terms of reality shows. Like, I think the exceptions, I don't know if y'all know. I think they say the first syndicated reality show was real the joint that's on MTV. The real house. What is the damn thing? It's like Real World. That's what it is. Real World, New
You
York, which came out in 1992. But then there was a couple of other like reality shows. I think one in the 70s and one in the 80s. It says something like Numero 28. That was in the 80s. But yeah. That,
mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, because me and him, oh man, it wasn't maybe I was bugging him too much and stuff. Like, whoa, I try everything I can, but I start doing a parody of him. I start doing diss tracks on him, all this other stuff. Then, another thing that also got my way was a guy named Scientifik Entertainment. I was cool with the dude at some point. I was pretty cool with him, but when I did some research, and I was upload the picture. Oh, he said peace, bro, for perfect timing, and I did some research. Thought I was gonna like be friends with him, and I had uploaded a post on Solomon on Facebook and somebody had told me, it told the people that he exposed himself. Then it was a guy that had paste, because I didn't know about paste. I didn't know how to paste. He pasted the video on Daily Motion about this guy. I really don't like this guy. I thought I was in good graces with this guy, but I add him on Facebook. He blocked my request, and he this was years later, and he tried to help him. He tried to protect him because all the exposure, and he tried everything he could. Then another incident. The third thing was the guy shuck and jive. I was cool. The guy just subscribed in and everybody. Then it was this, because I heard, because me and him are from the same area. I had talked about this too. I didn't get any like details and stuff with this girl, and because my mom was somewhere, like my mouth was so dry, like I've had a hard time thinking when I was at the laundromat and stuff. So then it was those guys I won't be mentioning, and still beefing to this day. And I told her what my friends and my mom warned me. They gave me they no, my friends gave me the warnings, and my mom said don't go on their panels anymore because I've been told, because you never know what you get yourself into. Like, it was the consequences and repercussions and not letting stuff go. Like, it's like you just can't let the past go. Like, it's hard, but they just doing all to get views.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know?
I mean. Yeah, they'll try to do things to get views. I got about 5-10 minutes on it, but I mean, it's just crazy, bro. Like, you know, but definitely understand where you're coming from, man. Like, gotta be careful out here, man. Straight up.
Right. The reason why I left on your panel is because I ain't want to like start anything and stuff.
With who?
Because I've been told many times that something is about to happen.
On my panel?
Yeah, and that's why I was rushing the
Who told
lead.
you? Who told? Wait. Wait. Are you talking about one particular time, or are you talking about in general?
I think it was that one particular time.
That time Hafiz came on the panel?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. But you just dipped out, and me Hafiz was like, what, why did you just leave?
The
Do
reason
you
why.
have a problem with Hafiz?
Yes.
What's your problem with Hafiz?
It has something to do with my political opinions.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Eric, I don't know what is that you be saying, because it's the same thing that happens on AD's panel, where a lot of these dudes come on panel and say that you're being racist, and more specifically, you're being racist towards so-called white people, such as Hero, whatever his name is, and a couple of other people, and then they mentioned this dude Malik X, who I met once from Elite's panel.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like, what is it that you be saying to these guys for them to believe that you are racist? Because it just seems out of nowhere. So, I mean, besides the fact of the matter, you did troll a couple of times on AD's panel with the lesbo porn, but as terms is like, what is it that you be saying to them? Because for Hafiz to be coming up on a panel and you just dipped out, and then these people that sit up there saying you say some racist stuff, a little bit curious about what's going on. Yeah. little bit curious.
Okay, it has something to do with the you know the racist Mr. Popo T-shirt and about our history, because you know this that back in the day, white people used to paint blackface on their faces and paint red on their lips to make a mockery of us.
Right.
And they saw entertainment, like it was entertainment for them, but at the same time, it was racially offensive.
You know, also they had our own people, black people, that did blackface as well, right? They created a whole show out of it. I don't. Damn it, I forgot the name, but it was two men, two brothers that created the black. Well, had a show where they was in blackface, black people doing blackface, and they got a lot of flack for that. But not to say that what you're saying is off key, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, is it from the movie with Damian Wayans?
Bamboozled. No, I'm not. I'm not making a reference to that. That was 2000. I'm talking about back in like the early 1900s. It's two brothers that did a blackface, and they got a lot of black flack for it because they're black. So they did the whole entire show. They did a show on Broadway for a while in blackface as black men. Let me actually look it
Okay,
up. Yeah.
because they was told what to do. They had to follow the order. Like they had to file it. Were they the ones that volunteered to do this?
Mm, no, I'm trying to find it. So it's like I'm really tight. I'm really trying to find it and trying to see where it's at. I'm still looking it up, but yeah, there was brothers. There was two brothers that created a show in blackface as black men. So they, it was a lot of flack for that. But I don't want to get off topic. Go ahead, what you're saying in terms of the thing with, you know, whatever it is that what was it? So what was the main beef with you and these guys that it obviously has them calling you out as a racist?
Be- because because I'm spitting facts and stuff and talk about how racist the WWE is and why would they do something like that? Why the guy who designed the shirt and changed it supposed to be the original design supposed to look like Looney Tunes and went back there and changed it and he went off and we was talking about how racist the guy was, how racist the designer was that did that. And he had tried to talk to Triple H and Road Dogg about the t-shirt, and he had a problem with it. And some say, oh, he approved of this and stuff, and he went off and he talked about how WWE is holding black people back, which is still to this day because I heard from YouTubers, black YouTubers, and also out non-black YouTubers like this guy named OTS. No, it's OTRS had talk about why there's never been no black wrestler that is the face of the company and why they haven't won the WWE championship because we already got The Rock, Kofi Kingston, and Bobby Lashley, and why they showing the white favoritism towards white men and try to, not try to tell the truth, and they feel that we being racist because we tell it like it is and stuff. They don't like that at all. I'm telling you, they really don't agree with it at all. and some say the shirt. I have to go back to the shirt. Oh, the shirt. The shirt is not racist. It looks stupid. It's a
So,
stupid bit
so they're
marking.
not understanding your point of view on, I guess, what is it that you're trying to say to them about the wrestling thing, right? And also,
Yeah.
if you get a chance, I want you to look up these couple of people. Uh, they did Black Minstrelsy. These are not the two men that I was talking about, but these are black people who was involved in it. W.C. Handy, Ida Cox, Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, Ethel Waters, and Butterbeans and Susie. Those are a couple of, I think, black people that did the whole entire Black Face of Black Minstrel shows. Past the $40. What's good, my brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah. I got look up those guys, right?
Yeah, that's like in terms of like Black Minstrelsy, they started their shows off in like Black Minstrelsy. So, I mean, yeah, like
Oh yeah.
white people, yes, they're known for that. Yeah, they're known for doing the Black Minstrel shows. But I just wanted to add as well, like you had black people that decided to act in Black Minstrelsy because, of course, that was just a form of entertainment back then. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the forms of entertainment. So, of course. But yeah, it's like to get back down to it because it's just like really crazy because it's like I go on streams and it's like you have a long history of stuff and it's like I did check your YouTube history and I'm just like, yo, what did you do? Because you have common problems. What is this girl? Tiffany yelled at you or something?
Yeah.
Tiffany was just like, stop fucking around. Yeah. What
Yeah.
Tiffany was mad at you?
Yeah, and I was being recorded
Yeah, you
the
was being
whole time.
recorded. Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty crazy to watch. Tiffany has a problem with you. Tiffany, I believe, is Blue Lion's ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit because it started off. I'm just kind of like, yeah, this girl was yelling at you, and I'm just kind of like, what the hell happened? And yeah, so that was pretty crazy. Not really to watch, but I'm just like, I didn't understand the situation at the time, so yeah, bro. Like, I don't know what it is that you be doing or what you be saying, but you do cause a ruckus, man. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. You really be doing cause a ruckus. Yeah, Eric all the smoke, exactly. I don't know. You say something, they get people off the wall. And it
Yeah.
seemed like Malik X. I don't know if Malik X does the same thing, but I only had a conversation with that dude once.
Yeah, because they don't like me saying the word cracker, white devil, hunky, and white ringer. That's by Mega Magic.
Well, that's the thing, man. You gotta recognize what space you in. You're gonna have certain people who hang out with white people. You know what I'm saying? That's chill and stuff like that. I don't, obviously, I don't have a problem with them. They seem very cool to me. Um, and anytime they wanted to come to the Brownstone Pow, I will always open up my link for them. But I don't want you to be the type of dude you come on this panel and you blurt out something like, you honky a cracker, and then they start sitting up there getting upset and they be like, oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Eric is doing this bullshit. And especially Hafiz, because Hafiz felt some type of way about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
just try and make sure we keep the peace. You understand?
yeah,
So,
and he had recorded me the whole time without, my consent.
oh, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I get it, but I'm gonna say it like this. I'm probably gonna shut down because I'm about to. I gotta do some stuff, but tomorrow I'm gonna be holding a panel as well. I forgot the hell. I'm supposed to be talking about dimensions tomorrow, so come on through tomorrow, and we could all chat about whatever. I'll just open it up as usual, but yeah. Make sure to definitely put your channel in the link as well as usual, and I definitely give you a shout out. But yeah, I'll be talking about that
Okay.
tomorrow. But yeah, stick around, come around tomorrow, and we'll just have a convo on that and give you perspectives, of course. But yeah, I'll shut down so I can play some music and then just hop off.
All
All
right.
right, All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you.
No problem. Later.
All right, peace. There you go. Another successful Brownstone powwow. Tomorrow is going to be called Plain Valley, Dimensional Perspective. So stay tuned for that. Dope-ish. Let's get it popping. I'm going to play some music as usual before I get up out of here, so hold up.
You hear me? To make it a home to the cream through my whole regime. I sport the 215, never wore supreme. Shot him like a 35 millimeter. Heard he was a woman beater. Never hit the wisdom, let a bullet teach him. We grew up so fast, 14 of the lavish with the fashions. We was in the clubs with the savages. When you was watching battles and shit. Was in the field, my body scabs legit. I'm getting petty, please don't ask me for shit. Bitches can't even ask the God for some dick. I fed at McDonald's, no lobsters, no shrimps. Shit. Typical rappers back in the days, driving Escalades. Midnight club, dub edition, sitting on 28s. My life is great. Customize my name on that license plate. I got a ratchet bitch, I'm confiscated. And back in the day, she made me wait. This time around, I'ma be more late. Body sharpen, that'll be more rape, be more safe. Like shit, flew in from London. Had an Uber pick her up in the suburb like Tim Duncan. Quality pushes, she's so abundant. Rosa Parks, why you friend trying to fuck the my assumptions.
Put a poly on your back, pot of hot. Ollie black, sorry strap, poking out the good to smoke your kids up. Stroking their votes to their toes, take a while my tyrant. Have them squirting like a fire hydrant. Punani diving, splash spices. Breaking bread while you backbiting. Copious coke, my catch a stroke. Jazz vices, pack prices fluctuating. Homies behind the world, cutting faces. Abrasions, blooded by the blooded bacon. Abundant greatness, needed I only ammo. Had them twitching over sample, the berry can handle. Put your head on the man of rap, think your life cancel. My soul's cutting chickens, lighting up like candles.
Yo. A couple tabs, let the world change in front of my eyes. The culture deprived, the vulture from their coast and their guides. I boast with the pride, turning poking holes through your lies. Smoke a cig and let a Puerto Rican show for the ride. A mortal heathen, cordial meeting with world leaders. I hurl heaters, nigga from the sticks at your girl feeding with 12 reefer. Contemplate the next move, 5-star accommodations. Ronald Reagan trickle down and hope they catch the sickest sound. Wicked since the pacifier, never been a pacifist. Nigga ready to blast for the cash and quit acting blasphemous, homie. Fighting myself, staying active up on the activist. Pretty bitch that was absent until I shattered the fake. Now she riding on the antagonist. Fuck, now that's some tragic shit. Cries by the ride with nothing less than that 8 and that 8. These niggas cake, I need some more on my plate. Enjoying the great. These records is employing your fate. Cries.
The game winning, the same niggas that change Twitter. You lame niggas take lame pictures for lame niggas. My flow's different, you hoe niggas don't know the difference. We low niggas and mo niggas to yo niggas. Exposed bitches got low jack on goals, nigga. The dough's bigger, we eatin', this ain't for show, nigga. Feeding bitches out beautiful, the cutie car. Love to give me sloppy in her cubicle, we Gucci, y'all. But back at it, right rhymes with crack addicts. Put the plug in the stem, igniting these red bastards. Check the shelf for my new shit, we flew a little bitch. The tape selling out the roof, niggas ruling this shit. This people shift like cocaine cowboys, we wild boy. Fucking bitches enjoy shit, that's just my style, boy. Conversations in Matrix, I think I got my day switched. Pacing nigga flipping off the turnbuckle, high bitch. I know I'm high, bitch, I live in the sky. Why you think they call me fly? I'm a hell of a guy. I'm like Saga for better and shit. My niggas trolls in the buttery 6, you love this shit, yo. What?